15 minutes. I'm not even joking. I totally thought I was live. Basically, when I was in Netherlands last weekend with Motorsport, I had to set up my stream page differently because they kept going live and it kept going live on my channel. So I had to change some settings, and I basically normally when I press a button here I go live. So I've been giving gems for the last 15 minutes, all of the insight. It's been humorous. It's been top quality live content that unfortunately no one's seen and no one will ever see. So that's what happens sometimes. Another legacy. But hopefully we're live now. Like we should 100% be live now. Maybe you can you replay it? Or was it just gone? It was incredible. It was absolutely incredible, the stuff that I was talking about. It was full energy. I genuinely thought I was streaming. It shows how I'm not really that good at this. Like, to not even know that I wasn't streaming is like probably that is step number one. I've gone through the whole wheel on stream. So yeah, I've had a bit of a nightmare there, to be honest. Anyway, do a tribute. It won't be as good as the real thing. But yeah, hope you're well, everyone. I've introduced everyone on the stream. I've gone through the chat. I've said how excited I am. I've said how bad that my Wi-Fi is. I've done all of this stuff. But anyway, now we are live. So hopefully we're going to be all good now for the actual thing. Welcome Tiago, Vlatka, Martin, Clickrock, Johnny, Octave, everyone else in the chat as well. I was saying that I'm really looking forward to Barcelona, and I think it's such a shame that they're taking it off the calendar because for me it is a really good track to drive, and also because of the genuine degradation it causes on the tyres. I just think it's a real genuine race. Like, it's not artificial. We don't need an artificial two-stop here or anything. Just my opinion. Welcome, Marie Hudson. Let's have a good one. Glad to have you back. Yeah, we are back. Back streaming. I was going to go racing today. Karting, but... Yeah, I spoke about graphics. We will get the usual graphics up. Although these graphics were looking really good. When the cars go around on the track, it looks really good, but we'll get the usual graphics up in about 10-15 minutes. And also, I see YouTube's added like what looks like such a Twitch thing. So there's rankings now. So Vlatka's #1 ranking. They haven't told me about this. Like, they email me all the time about new features. But I haven't heard about this. I don't think, well, Vlatka's #1, I don't think the XP means anything. We could do prizes ourselves in the future. In fact, there's a question mark. What's the leaderboard? In fact, I'm going to paste in what YouTube have. Maybe you can see the same thing. I'm just going to paste it in. Oh, it's too many words. Let me do the first. Let me split it into messages. That's what they've said about it. Welcome Kevin, welcome Craig as well. Hope you're doing well. And yeah, 25 minutes to go now. 25 minutes to go till the start of the GP. Oh, my editor had a fever. He's feeling a bit better now. That's good. Can we take 5 seconds to acknowledge the legend generational talent Verstappen is in that track to just 25p from Oscar? Yeah, Verstappen is cementing the legacy this season, I would say. It's a legacy cementer. Hoping sushi can at least get... It sounds vaguely racist. I don't think I condone that. think you mean Tsunoda. Is that acceptable or not, chat? What do the mods think? Yeah, I think it's. I mean, hope it's going to be an exciting race, even between the McLarens. With so much degradation, it could be interesting to see what they do on strategy, and undercut could be very valuable. What happened with the Monaco stream? So we did the Monaco stream. We partnered with Motorsports for it, which was cool. I was saying before when I thought I was live. Let me know your thoughts on it, because there's pros and cons. But for me, it was a pretty cool experience. And then the Sunday, I spent the whole day with SimLab. It's scary to think that was 7 days ago, because stuff is happening super quickly. If it's autocorrect, that's arguably even worse on the behalf of the platform. So. Yeah, my Wi-Fi, I've been lucky to go around the world. And literally everywhere I've gone has had phenomenal Wi-Fi. But my Wi-Fi at home is just absolutely shocking.
Okay, crack on.
Like, if you wanted to make it difficult for me to do things, you would punish me with this level of Wi-Fi. Yeah, I hope everyone's well. Let me know your thoughts on the motorsport stream. I think it was pretty cool that weekend, because there was so much going around the world. Obviously here we have the track map and really granular timings. But as the producer explained to me, is when someone asked that question on stream, they have limitations on what they can show. What are some possible rookies for next year? Arvin Lindblad? Oh, there's a guy on the grid behind Harry Kane. Is that Oliseh, or is that, I don't know. I feel like maybe I saw him in Monaco. I'm guessing the mods will crack down on spamming in the chat for those trying to get in the top 3. I don't know. Is there a conflict of interest here? Should the mods be able to participate in the leaderboard when they also control access to the leaderboard? Was it just not streamed to YouTube? No, it was. I didn't. Just to be clear, I didn't do a race watchalong because I was with SimLab. But I did do a Saturday qualifying watchalong, which, by all accounts, seemed to be the most interesting day. "22 minutes to go, everyone, till the start of the race." Hopefully there's going to be some interesting strategy, people doing different things. Can you do a 3-stop here? Will it matter what tyres people have saved in qualifying as well, potentially? Yeah, the last ever... Well, I think it's going to be the last ever Catalan GP. No, I should have a calendar somewhere so it's clear kind of what I'm doing and not doing. Like I was planning to... Well, I was hoping to stream yesterday, but I just missed it by about 10 minutes. But in the future, like I might want to go karting on a weekend, and the timings generally clash. So that one I might say in advance, like, oh, okay, this weekend I'm going to go karting. But we're here now for Barcelona. Looks like a hot day. Vlaka says, in my honest opinion, we shouldn't. I'm number 1 right now, just saying hello to everyone. It's not fair. Well, I mean, what do we do? I think it is fair. I think it is fair. So I'm looking at the leaderboard, looking at the XP. Is it the case that if you're first, you get 100 XP and that carries over? Hang on, let me have a look again at what it said. It resets every stream. The leaderboard resets every stream. You can always try again. But I think the XP might be persistent. Let me get some nice lights up. I think the XP might be persistent, actually. That might carry over, which is quite cool. Hopefully that's not stressful. Now there's an added... You know what I mean? No one wants that. Ah, Mr. Tropicana! Thank you so much! Let's get the alert in there. Thank you so much, Mr. Tropicana, for the $4.99. Best F1 streamer in the game. Chat, please, please, please. Can we get our claps out for Mr. Tropicana, who's saying we're the best streamer in the game. Don't know what that says about the game. I'm going to say thank you in the chat. Please, everyone, give your claps there for Mr. Tropicana. Leave a like on that as well for the donation. Means a lot. Very much appreciated. Thank you for your generosity supporting this stream, which is awesome. Is that Cole Palmer? Is there? Cold Palmer. Looks like Bukayo Saka is there as well. So maybe England football have come out to the Formula 1. Maybe there's a tie-up there. Ah, look at the claps coming out now. W's as well. We love to see it. Absolutely incredible. Means a lot. ClickRock says mute the mods. No, you're just... That's like a... looking for an opportunity to mute the mods. Piastri first, Norris second, 3 laps to go for fire rules. It's so close now in the championship there, isn't it? It's just super close in the championship. I'm not sure they can do fire rules. Bukayo Saka is there. He doesn't want to chat. Bro doesn't want to chat. Okay. That was a bit awkward. Maybe that is an unsanctioned one that obviously he's recognisable as one of England's biggest football stars, that they went over to him. But he's actually not on the list to speak. It does look like most of the England teams here. Which is cool. Reece James is there. See, I know football players. Jude Bellingham must be there. Is he welcome in Barcelona? Bolton, what's the MR drivetrain? Is it different to FR four-wheel drive? So MR, I think someone's answered you, but yeah, it means basically MR. You can imagine that the engine is behind the driver. We call it MR, but basically engine behind driver. So either the engine is in front of the driver or behind the driver. So most cars you see on the road, the engine's at the front. John Stones is there. So yeah, so the first letter, M or F, dictates where the engine is, and the second letter dictates which wheels are kind of connected to the powertrain. Is it rear-wheel drive, front-wheel drive, or is it all-wheel drive? Welcome, Kolya. Octave, excited for Alpine. They said next year they win WDC. Well, in their dreams. Moto supporting Lewis Hamilton. Welcome, Zach, as well. PvP God 1. Wow, big claim. Massive claim there. I like it, though. I rate it. But I'm just going to try and get the usual standings up. But I do like these ones. I mean, we have a choice, so just bear with me. Speak amongst yourselves. Just bear with me a second.
Full concentration, anything can happen still.
Just bear with me. Let's see if this has worked or not. Oh, that's why it's 19, because Lance Stroll's not here. Okay. Okay. I'm just a bit silly, clearly. Let's see if we can get our... Sorry, this is a bit of a... This is a bit of a mess right now. I've just destroyed everything, frankly. But I got this, don't worry. You know me by now that I'm pretty obsessed about the risk of rain 10%. Must be some kind of thunderstorm. I'm a stickler. These borders are an absolute lifesaver. Okay. Oh, yes. Ooh. Doesn't that look good? Doesn't that just look right? Yes. Are we a fan of that, chat? Yes or no? Now would be a good time to insert ads. Creators earn more money inserting ads so more viewers are watching. And then I'm going to save you from the ads. Close. No, they should have got Drugovic in to replace Stroll. But they left it too late. I mean, it is a bit of an issue. You know, he rushed back from that injury. Now it's causing him pain. Walt Disney Racing F1 team. I could see it, to be honest. Where are the shells and banana peels? That's Mario Kart. Craig hated MR cars in Gran Turismo. Belted. I was thinking I should have got an MR, but are you talking about Gran Turismo or talking about in real life? Because in real life, there's probably other considerations that come into play rather than just the drivetrain of your car, I would say. Yeah, no one's replaced Stroll. We could have our stream chat here. Do I have our stream chat? I could get our stream chat up if we wanted, but we have our chat on the side, right? Do we need the stream chat up? You could use a picture of the lizard sculpture as a track back. What do you mean of the lizard sculpture? I don't know what lizard sculpture you're talking about. I'm not up to date with the lizard sculpture game. Lizard sculpture industry. Mickey Mouse first driver, second driver, Donald Duck. I think they put Darth Vader in. Oh no, ESPN2HD.com. The mods are going to be on that. There we go. Oh my good, look at that. That's why the mods are #1 in the rankings. Oh, Jude Bellingham is here. All of the kids want to see Jude, not the racing drivers. Unsurprisingly. The like button just told me is super sad at the moment. Yeah, do smash that like button. See at the top, 40. We got the like. Those are live likes, live viewers, live views. I think you can see, and live subscribers. So it's all live, which is pretty cool. Mickey Mouse is out of copyright. They won't use him. The original expressions are, but they can come up with new expressions of him. Welcome, Yasu, as well. Yeah, I hope you're good, everyone. It's good to be back here, and then after this I'm going to be doing some F1 25, not on stream, and I'm going to be using the VR headset for it, which is pretty cool. Oh, there's a super cool video that came out before this. After this stream, I'm not going to premiere into it, but after the stream, go check out my video on how a sim racing steering wheel is made. I really hope you're going to enjoy it. There's no video on YouTube like it, so it literally behind the scenes on how you make a sim racing steering wheel. Super cool. I don't know if anyone's seen it already, but I think it's one of the coolest sim racing videos on YouTube. Only us can do it on this channel, I would say. Has the race started? No, it hasn't. You can see at the top there, 66 laps there will be. You're talking about GT7. It depends on the BOP, mainly. Welcome, Brian Majetic. Good to have you on board. Have they attempted to fix the VR in 25? I'm going to find out. I will see. I will see. Jump, missed a stream last week. I did qualifying, but then I was at SimLab speaking about this wheel. So lots of interesting content coming. They do a lot more than this one. In fact, we didn't speak about the wheel that much. We'll do another special on the wheel if you want to know more about it. We do some wheel ASMR.
Focus on the right head.
How was that? How was that experience? That's the one thing stopping me from buying it, so wait from your video. Buying what? Michael sadly missed. Yeah, well, that's pretty. That's saying. I guess that's nice to hear. I guess if there's a race to miss, Monaco is like. Monaco is the one, because this race on the tyres, I mean, you know how we're gonna do. It's gonna get hot. We're gonna keep an eye on the strategy. Do you think Sauber will do better or worse next year with the Audi sponsorship? I think they can only really do better, to be honest. So seeing Bortoleto in P12 is quite impressive. Will I be reviewing Mario Kart World? I kind of want to buy a Switch too, but I'm not sure I can justify it. I don't have the time to really play it, so I will be doing it for a review of Mario Kart World, which I'm quite interested to do. I haven't pre-ordered it yet, so I'd have to kind of get one on launch. Would be super expensive. And I'm trying to really focus, like, should I concentrate on getting a better camera or whatnot, so... Welcome V-Neck. Will Tyre Deck come into play as a... Well, everyone's underplaying the technical directive, but we will see. We will see. I think Tyre Deck will definitely come into play, though. I think degradation is going to be really interesting here to watch. Jump for your love predictions. I'm going to predict drama at McLaren. I'm just going to predict drama at McLaren. I can see that happening. Welcome Greeder. Sold out. Yeah, I was in the Netherlands this time last week. Was loving it. And Monday, because it was a bank holiday. What did I eat? I had the little, like... I had a lot of shrimp balls. They were, like, really expensive. Like, €8 for 3. But I had that a few times. Oh, Craig has taken the #1 spot with a tactical wave. Hang on a second. Craig is #1 with 125 XP. Black is #2. Octave Moy is #3. Ah, that's going to be an interesting one to follow. Brosades turn 4. Maybe some bowling. Yeah, I think it's such a shame they're taking Catalunya off the calendar. Like, if anyone's been there, it's a lovely place to go. It's just a really nice place to visit. It's nice that it's not in town. It's nice to go out of town and go to Montmello and go to this circuit and then walk back through the villages and take the train or the bus or whatever back. You know. Whereas I just don't think Madrid is going to be as good. You can clip it and put it as a TikTok or something. I just don't think Madrid is going to be as good as Catalunya. If Madrid is going to be like another Monaco, or they're going to do some really artificial DRS. Welcome back, Flint. Lando provides a drama for both drivers. Welcome to JJ. Good to see you. And Ivan as well. The old school coming in. Ivan, there's going to be shenanigans. Yeah, remember George Russell's overtake a few years ago in turn 1? Beads 1 Gaming. Question, I'm thinking of buying a Thrustmaster T598. Yeah, look at the comments on my latest review of it, because a lot of people talk about disconnection. I personally haven't had it, but it's not. I don't filter those comments or anything to see what people are saying, because it seems like there is some sort of disconnection issue. I do have a 10% discount at the moment if you do want to buy it, but I'd make sure if you buy it, you got the return right, so you can test it and return it if it doesn't work. Gasly has no drink. Gasly will not have the drink. Thanks, JJ. Madrid will be something like a B-side Baku. At least Baku seems like it's in Baku. Madrid seems like it's sort of the Ryanair version of Madrid. Welcome, Mike Schmidt, as well. Thomas Wiz Charles would have had more tyres for quali. Yeah, I just wonder if tyres are going to come into it here. Welcome, Chara, as well. Another mod in the house. Dexter, Piastri, Norris, and Verstappen turn 1. We will see. Oh my god, there's just 4 minutes to go, everyone. Just 4 minutes to go to the start of the race. Let's do a nations check. Let us know where in the world you're watching from. Ugh. Where in the world we put it in the... Oh, there we go. Another donation. Thanks, Susie K, for the £5. Go, Kireth. Make sure you leave a heart there, and... It's not letting me leave a heart. It's not working for me. Chat, is it working? Okay, there we go. Can we please get our claps? Another £5 donation. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. Gridder, I'm thinking of buying a MetaQuest 3 for iRacing. Put your specs in and we can see, because firstly, after this video, have a look at my videos on budget VR when I've been doing VR on my 4060 Ti, and you can see what kind of performance I'm getting on the Pimax Crystal Light. Here we go. Oh, nice one, Mike. Got the A+. That's a huge moment. How long has that been working towards that? It's incredible. Netherlands, Johnny, UK, Vlaka, Croatia, Clitrock, Netherlands, Berlin, Australia, UK, New Zealand, America, USA, Melbourne, England, Netherlands, Zimbabwe, Netherlands. I think Netherlands are winning it. Why is Tsunoda still in F1? Because he is a Formula 1 driver. Craig, Croatia, and getting warm. Does that mean we have number 1 and number 2 in the chat from Croatia? Is it just Croatian dominance? And Johnny, YC1KZ, is in the podium position as well. Yeah, nice to have you back, Crazy Aid, and Aaron as well. In fact, I'm going to run through here. I'm going to run through the top 20 in the chat, okay? So, 20, we've got Dexter, P19, APS Dev, 18th, JJ. It gives me different usernames in this. 17th, EJP, 16th, Mr. Pony Pusher, 15th, Clickrock, 14th, Susie K, 13th, Kev in New Zealand, 12, Solder, 11, Mike Schmidt, 10, Martin Hampson, 9, Bolted YT, 8, Jonesy, 7, Jack PvP, 6, Flint GP, then the top 5, 5, Chaya, 4, Octave, 3, Johnny, 2, Vlatka, and 1 in pole position is Craig. That is our that's our top 20 there. The top 19 you can in F1 you can see on screen. Yeah, welcome back, Josh. Good to see you, and Semlich, and our bot friends as well, and our spammers. Stuck at A for a year. What was the tip or trick that got you over? Was it just persistence? 5600X 600. Oh, I don't know too much about that AMD stuff. It's not an X3D. It's an X like I've got. I mean, a MetaQuest 3 you can also use standalone. So, yeah. Clickrock track is toasty. Yeah, oh my goodness, 50 degrees track temp, 29 degrees air. So it's not like 35 air or 36 air, but it's the track temp is definitely hot. It's baking. There we go. Semlich from Sweden as well. Can you lower your brightness a bit? See, it's all the requests. Just not giving up. That's the ultimate tip. That's the one that I can't really teach, right? You know, I can give all the tips and tricks like trail break and everything, but ultimately you just got to keep going. I can give you all the tips, but if you don't keep going, you won't make it. Welcome, Rhonda Herring from Mississippi. Another great race in F2 for Dunn. Is that Alex Dunn from McLaren? Where does he go, though? Where does he go? Taylor Barnard went to Formula E, got another podium this weekend. Another podium this morning. Yesterday in China. Oh, Constel with the £10!
Some extent,
Thank you so much, Constel, for the £10. Guys, you're being super generous. Oh my goodness. Chat, please get your claps out. Chai's already got clapping it. I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10. Please, please, please. can we celebrate the donation, because that is a very generous £10 donation. It means a lot. It goes a long way. It allows me to do the trips. It allows me to go like the equipment that I could do the watch along last weekend is possible because of your donation. So thank you very much. Please do just spam the mods will let you spam the chat with claps here. Thank you so much, Constar. I really appreciate it. Look at the love coming in now. It's a 2-stop, they're saying. It's a 2-stop race. And the formation lap is underway already. It's going to be quick here. Welcome Hardrock Chowler and KCR Kip as well coming in. We've got to catch up on the liveries, KCR Kip, because I got a lot of videos coming out on GT. A lot of guides, trail braking, the driver upgrade system. So it'd be great to have your incredible support on the liveries. KCR Kip has been a part of this community for I think more than 3 years, but being a member for 3 years is really hope that you enjoy being part of the community, which I know that you do. So that's awesome. Snowline in the house as well. All of the love hearts there, every shade. Welcome. Where have I been? I've been all over the world, frankly, but I'm back in the UK here. Next stop on the tour next weekend is Gran Turismo Live in London. I'm going to be in London. There is a pub booked out for like a community thing. So if you want to know more about that, there's a channel in the Discord, which is www.simracingdiscord.com. Yeah, I went out and got it. But if you are in the UK and in London, or you want to go, there are still tickets, I think, for the Gran Turismo event as well. But we're doing something on the side. I will be at the Gran Turismo event. Oh, that'd be awesome, Kit. Got a lot on trail braking and stuff like that. See, now I feel like I'm too dark. Let me get this light up. Robert Lewandowski is in town. Well, it is his town because he plays for Barcelona now. So we are ready to go, everyone, for the start of the 2025 Spanish Grand Prix. The standings are going to be a little bit ahead of me, so as usual, I'm gonna call it as I see it. Welcome, Amy from Barbados. Good to see you. It's very good. I was speaking with your guy Zane Maloney about Barbados. So the standings are going to go before me, but I'm going to call it as I see it. I'm going to call it as I see it. So enjoy the race, everyone. Hopefully it's going to be a fun one. And as I see it, the last car's pulling in. And will it be another demon start for Max Verstappen? What will George Russell be able to do as well? Man with the green flag goes behind and waves. 1 red light, 2 red lights, 3 red lights, 4 red lights, 5 red lights. Lights go out. It's a quick going out. And it's a great start from Piastri. Verstappen's going to try and go round the outside of Norris at turn 1. This could end in tears. It's 3 abreast. Verstappen, Norris and Russell. Verstappen tries to go round the outside. There is no contact. Verstappen sweeps through and does get into second place. A great start from Verstappen, who splits the McLarens basically, as one of the Mercedes, must have been Kimi Antonelli, took to the escape road in turn 1 and 2 and went sort of around the bollard. Great start for one of the Ferraris as well. I think that might be Lewis Hamilton. Oh, huge dive for Charles Leclerc on George Russell. Charles Leclerc with a huge move, very high risk move on Russell. So maybe the Ferraris feel like they need the track position here because they want to do something. That was a very aggressive move. Hamilton had been aggressive as well. George Russell, you know, could have come out of turn 1 and 2 in second place, but actually is now in 6th place. So a lot of overtakes already at Catalonia, and it's such a shame. It's a disgrace that they're taking this track off the calendar. Formula 1, it's embarrassing. Stop taking good tracks off the calendar like Spa and Catalonia and putting your stupid city circuits in. No one likes it. This is a proper circuit. Your cars are too big for the city ones. Anyway, I'll probably rant a few times about that during the stream. Snowland saying Max. Beans Gaming said let's go Max. So Max in P2 now. Will he be able to put some pressure on Oscar Piastri? Kip saying Norris for the win. Tsunoda started from the pit lane. He's in P19. Lance Stroll not starting at all because his wrist. Oh my goodness! Fernando Alonso round the outside. He has his own stand here, the Alonso stand. I think Alonso went round the outside of Bortoleto in a stunning move, frankly, at turn 3, all the way around the outside at turn 3. And then trying to go around the outside of Hulkenberg as well in turn 5, but it didn't quite work. So Fernando Alonso on the move at his home Grand Prix as well. And with the combination of DRS very powerful here down the straight. Verstappen in DRS, surely not a huge move into turn 1, but it'll get close. I just wonder, McLaren downplaying the whole flexi wing thing, but it could be that the McLaren, look at Lando Norris, he can't really stick with Verstappen, or he's running his own delta and Verstappen's putting pressure on Oscar Piastri, one of the two. 8 says the TV station is 20 seconds slower. Well, we're just too quick here. We're too quick, basically. But Verstappen wants to watch again. If Verstappen wins this season, I think he goes above Senna. He goes above Schumacher. He goes above Hamilton. If Verstappen wins this season, I honestly think that, because he is so far ahead of his teammate. It's not like when Williams had like traction control in the 90s, or the MP44 was so dominant as a car. Like, it's not the case here, but early days. Early days indeed. Looks like Carlos Sainz maybe has some damage. Snowline Stroll is now getting really smart. He gets paid, but doesn't even bother to jump in the car anymore. Smart. Constall, thank you so much for the donation earlier. Is it now or never for Verstappen to take the lead? Well, tyre degradation is going to come into it here, and it wouldn't surprise me if the Red Bull just isn't as good in keeping the tyres in the window. It's going to overheat the tyres. So it might be that Verstappen needs to run a delta, and actually Lando's going to bide his time, because Piastri's McLaren is just much, much, much easier at much better at keeping the tyres in the window. Michael saying fastest lap for Max, but it's gone back to Piastri already without DRS. Sammy above the hammer. Yeah, but that Mercedes was so dominant. The Mercedes was very, very, very dominant. The Mercedes was more dominant than the Red Bull. You know, championships wrapped up with races to go. Sorry, the Mercedes was more dominant than Vettel's Red Bull, is what I was trying to say. Max's Red Bull later became just as dominant, even if not more. Yeah, Verstappen on scrubbed softs. McLaren's on new softs. And look at the Ferraris here. Pretty ominous. The Ferraris kind of keeping up with Lando Norris here. If you look at the lap times, both Hamilton and Leclerc going faster than Lando. And I wonder if it'll be one of the Ferraris that will do an interesting strategy here and put pressure on people at the front. I wonder if that could happen. Michael saying George getting chirpy on the radio. Yes, indeed. Craig shared. Yeah, please do share the stream, by the way. Now would be the perfect time. Share the stream on YouTube, on Twitter, Instagram. You can just copy the link or hit the share button. Would be awesome to do that. As you can see, Piastri stretching his legs a little bit now. But looking back at the race start, it was a terrible start for Lando, really. He went to squeeze Verstappen on the outside, and that, you know, if I'm slightly surprised Russell didn't absolutely send it, but I guess it was a closing wedge, and Norris didn't squeeze out Verstappen, basically. Norris gave Verstappen racing room. And that's why we have the front five the way it is, and then the Mercedes, who could be running their own delta here. Gasly as well in the Alpine. Gasly in P8. Is Gasly going to become a cork in the bottle? It would have been very frustrating, I think, for Lando to have seen Verstappen go clean around the outside of him there. Is the AI in F125 better than the AI in GT7? We'll find out, but I don't imagine it's better than Sophie AI, but we'll see. Amy, it'll be a miracle if Ferrari has good strategies today. Lewis Hamilton with an insane move on George Russell. Like, Hamilton made probably an even better move than Verstappen going into turn 1 and turn 2. And I think Liam Lawson... Oh, Lawson made contact with Alonso. Wonder if Lawson will have damage to his front wing. And I wonder if the Ferraris are going to want to swap something here, because just 3/10... Like Hulkenberg was causing chaos in the start. Just 3/10 between Leclerc and Hamilton. Yeah, the start was very chaotic. A lot of drivers going through the escape road, going around, and Alex Albon with some damage to his front wing. Looks like the right side support is no longer there. Have they swapped the drivers at Ferrari? Surely they need to do something and work out what their strategy is here. Yeah, Chai is saying the Ferraris are very close together. There goes Albon into the pits after that damage. So it'll be interesting what the Albon strategy turns into. But Ferrari need to do something here because their cars are running too close together. It's not optimal. They need to pull some team orders. For sure. Piastri stretching his legs. I mean, if Piastri keeps going like this, he'll work a comfortable gap that will mean he'll be invulnerable to any undercut, really, which is what he wants to do. Leclerc not as close this time, but still in the DRS. So Williams, they were struggling to get that front wing off. It didn't seem like it was the... It's a bit of an unusual way they do it. With the mechanics have their legs inside the front wing, which to me just seems super dangerous, to be honest. Like, crazy dangerous, but an F1 pit stop is dangerous anyway. Jaya Piastri is gaining more and more on Verstappen. Norris saying we can push on these tyres now, they're up to temperature, and we want to try and pass Verstappen. So this is going to be a critical moment in the GP, because if Lando is able to pass Verstappen easily, then it will just show the massive pace differential here, and at most, we're hoping for a battle between the McLarens. Is it an action-packed track? I mean, for me, it's exciting to watch. And you can overtake it very easily with the DRS down the straight. But also, if you have more grip, you can go around the outside in these long corners like we're seeing Fernando Alonso do. Snowline this year, I'm cheering for Max and Sir Lewis. There we go. Welcome you, Lando Vestigue, as well. Hello and good afternoon, everyone. Good to see you, Lando Vestigue. Hope you're doing well. So keep an eye on the Lando lap times now. Are we going to see Lando go into the very low 1 minute 20s? And what's the position on the Ferraris? Have a look at the team radio. Turn 2 and turn 3 of the Supers, they're tyre killers. Yeah, well, not turn 2, turn 3 and turn 4 are absolute tyre killers. Turn 14 as well. Like, the outside tyres take an absolute pounding here, which I love. Josh, has Lawson had a race yet where he hasn't hit someone? I don't think so, actually. If Lawson had started in the RB, I think he would have been replaced by now. He started the season. Ollie Behrman goes into the pits, as well as Yuki Tsunoda, which is interesting. Is that a 3-stop strategy? How many laps do the softs last? Well, people are coming in now, so I wouldn't be surprised if some of the front runners decide to come in. Oh, Hamilton defends against Charles Leclerc. Oh my goodness, the Ferraris are battling. Hamilton defends against Charles Leclerc into turn 1. And I don't think it's too extreme to say there was almost contact. Almost contact between them. So the Ferraris are really not on the same page at all here. What lap did Verstappen overtake? It was the first lap of the first corner of the first lap. Right, let's see if any of the front runners decide to come in here. Leclerc, guys, I'm sacrificing my quality to be fast in the race. So Leclerc not happy. I wouldn't be happy if I were Charles Leclerc there because he's just burning up your tyres in a very tyre-limited race. Neither of them boxing right now. Norris getting closer to Verstappen. Leclerc, we swapped the cars on the main straight, Charles. Swap the car on the main straight. Has that happened? Have the Ferraris swapped? Yes. So the Ferraris have swapped here. Powder usually 20-25 laps. Surely not on these softs. I mean, these must be the hardest soft compound. Yeah, Chai also saying that Norris is going to look to overtake Verstappen here. As you can see, Carlos Sainz boxing as well at the back. So Ferrari just left that a lap too late. I mean, there was no point that happening. They've just degraded their tyres even more, got them to more of the overheated them. It's going to cause them problems later down the race for no benefit. Can you imagine no real overtake opportunities other than 1, 7 and 12? I mean, you're brave if you're saying 7, frankly. I would say 3. Maybe potentially 5 as well if you're following really close, but that's very difficult. Obviously 1, the whole straight. And unfortunately, not really 10 anymore. I would say 10 is not really an overtaking opportunity because it's too fast. I'm a little bit surprised that they haven't turned 10 into a real tight hairpin, to be honest. You know, given that, I think, have they combined the MotoGP and F1 circuits now? But given that they could have different layouts, I would make 10 a real tight hairpin. But anyway. Joseph Pigelli, Norris, 0.67 gap. Yeah, time to push. Hamilton still 5 seconds away. Yeah. And I think Tsunoda got past Alex Albon. But Tsunoda all the way back down there in P17. Interesting to see coming out on the soft tyres. Does that mean they've gone soft? Because Hulkenberg and Behrman are on the medium tyre. Verstappen is going to come under pressure here from Lando Norris. I think maybe even this lap. Will we see anyone pit from the front runners? Fernando Alonso is being freed up because of Nico Hulkenberg pitting. Keep an eye on Lando Norris here. He's in DRS. Will he be able to go around the outside? If Verstappen defends, it's going to be extremely close. But I have a feeling Verstappen's going to defend this because it's a P2 versus P3 for Verstappen. Because I feel like Verstappen will think he's got the pace to clear the Ferraris. But Verstappen on the radio saying no grip. No grip for Verstappen. Josh saying Tsunoda started on the mediums. Okay, there we go. So Tsunoda's gone from mediums to softs. Yeah, Verstappen did go defensive. Cybertrader, Paul Hamilton, he's driving a turtle. A literal turtle. Never before seen in Formula 1. Interesting strat from Ferrari to bring a turtle as a racing vehicle, but they've done it. And Norris again, even closer, I would say, to Verstappen. I think this is going to be the lap where either Norris is going to get past Verstappen or there's going to be a crash. I'm just going to predict it at this moment because Lando is within half a second, basically, as they're going to go over the DRS detection line. There they go. 4/10. Now DRS will be wide open for Lando. Verstappen may go defensive and Lando will try and go around the outside. It looks like it's a very clean move, probably easy enough for Lando to overtake Max Verstappen. And that's a little bit disappointing, to be honest. That was very, very, very easy. That was very easy. So, yeah, DRS was wide open for Lando. Did Max even defend? Max didn't even defend. Max didn't move a millimeter. Shangam says mute. I'm not on mute. I can hear myself. Yeah, that's a bit disappointing for Verstappen. And I guess the season, because the McLarens are clearly dominant. Bortoleto seems to stepped up his game lately. Yeah, I've been impressed with Bortoleto, especially in qualifying. Chaya, will Piastri eventually get enough of a gap to get ahead of Verstappen Norris when pitting? Not ahead of Norris and Verstappen, but he'll be protected from an undercut, I'd say. I don't understand why backmarkers stay in F1. Well, a lot of it is about a sponsorship anyway. The cars are going round, and people are watching it on TV and in the grandstands and being like, oh, maybe I'll buy Atlassian. Maybe I'll pop into the shops and pick up an Atlassian next time. I don't know what Atlassian is or does, but I'm impressed by their marketing. Oh, Fernando Alonso going deep at turn 5 into the gravel. Big mistake for Alonso. Huge mistake. That's why he's gone behind Bortoleto. Just locked up and ran deep. Uncharacteristic, pure driver error there. Welcome, Alvin Wu. Michael Piastri saying his rear deg is struggling. As I think Verstappen boxed, did he? Did Verstappen box? Yeah, Verstappen is boxed early. So Verstappen putting a little bit of the undercut pressure on here, although he's gone from soft to soft. Is that a 3-stop then from Verstappen? So, will one of the Mercedes, one of the McLaren Mercedes, have to cover this? Is Piastri going to box? No. Sure. No, Lando might not be concerned either. So the McLarens are just unperturbed by that, unfazed, and they're just cracking on. Meanwhile, Verstappen's got to get past Hadjar. Definitely no conflict of interest there. I can see Hadjar and the the Racing Bulls team, you know, really having no incentive to make things easier for the Red Bull. I see no universe in which there could possibly be a conflict of interest perceived there at all. Yeah, another set of softs for Verstappen, which is interesting. Let's get to 100 likes here. Let's smash the like button. It'd be great to get to the big 100. You can see it up there. Colapinto pits as well. McLaren plan B strategy. Does anyone think that Lando can win this race? Anyone backing Lando here? Because if you don't back Lando here when he's 4 seconds behind, surely you're saying that Lando is basically a number 2 driver in that team. So our only hope really in the front end is that we're going to get some fireworks from the McLarens. Atlassian is an Australian software company. No idea what they make. Is it games? Hardjot's backing Lando. There we go. I tell you what, I want to see endurance racing here. Is WEC still coming here? I'd love to see a 12 or 24-hour endurance race here, where you have to go around the outside as a hypercar of the GT3 traffic. McLaren's just so much better, it's theirs to use. McLaren probably waiting for a safety car. It could happen. I mean, Fernando Alonso, if he'd beat Isha in the gravel, I'm pretty sure they'd need to bring out a truck, which would cause a safety car. So Verstappen, how easy was the overtake on Isaac Hadjar? Well, Hadjar just moved out the way for him. So Verstappen did the overtake at turn 10. But like I said, definitely no conflict of interest there, as the 2 Red Bull liveried cars went side by side and the junior team let the senior team get through. Sammy says, Oscar Piastri just better. Josh Piastri for the win every race this year. It's a lockout. Octav, 24 hours F1 on Old Nürburgring with 100 points up for grabs, but Liberty wants to go the other way. Dexter Lando, 2025 WDC. See, I don't see that at all. Jimmy's saying that McLaren are now on plan A. Well, they're going long on the two. I don't fully understand the Verstappen strategy here, as Hamilton boxes. So Lewis Hamilton's going to box. Neither of the Mercedes boxes. Verstappen's at a second behind your window. He's pushing really hard. So what's the Verstappen lap time? So Verstappen's eating into the Oscar Piastri so Piastri is at risk now, basically, I think is what's happening. Because Verstappen's 23 seconds behind Piastri, and if Piastri boxes, he might come out behind Verstappen now. So it's an interesting strategy from Verstappen, I have to say. Very interesting strategy. Can't write off Lando. Yes, indeed. Although I kind of have for this race, but is what it is. Is what it is. Only way Lando wins Driver Championship, they bring in the papaya rules. So Leclerc being told full push now. Again, Oscar Piastri and Lando Norris don't box. Verstappen, meanwhile, has got past Kimi Antonelli. So Verstappen is doing everything he needs to do here. As Charles Leclerc boxes, so that's worked out quite nice for Verstappen. How did Verstappen get past Kimi Antonelli? Oh, Antonelli ran wide on the exit of 10. Oh, round the outside. Great move. Round the outside at 12 for Max Verstappen on Kimi Antonelli. That is an insane move that they surely can't have... They wouldn't have banked on that happening. So that is that's a win for Verstappen there, going round the outside of Kimi Antonelli. How long's the pit stop here? I reckon about 23 seconds. What's the general time length for driver? I don't. You're asking me questions. I don't have the producer in my ear this week. Maybe someone can find out, but I wouldn't be surprised if it is about 23 seconds. So I wouldn't be surprised also if Verstappen is now basically inside that window. Thanks everyone for 100 likes. There we go. To the big 100. Lando will probably claim he has brake problems if you can't close on Piastri like in China. Although I think Lando did have brake problems in China. Yeah, that move on Verstappen on the outside of Kimi is a ridiculous move, I have to say. Looks like in front of his fans as well. And still Piastri and Norris do not go into the pits. And now Verstappen will have to get past George Russell. And there's no love lost between those two. In fact, frankly, they hate each other. Hamilton saying, why did you pull me in so early? And being told we're protecting from a possible undercut from behind. So I think Hamilton feels like his strategy's being compromised. But Leclerc's coming quite early as well. In fact, they came in one lap after each other. But is that a classic Ferrari strategy or not? As Liam Lawson in the pits is coming out as well. So Verstappen still the only driver in the Mod-Minute 19s and does get past George Russell. Surely another great move there from Verstappen to get past George Russell, and that's going to panic the McLarens. It has to. Because Verstappen now in clear air and 21 seconds behind Oscar Piastri. And in the undercut phase, oh, it's a great move by Verstappen into turn 7. He's making his own highlights reel here. That's 3 great moves by Max Verstappen in this Grand Prix. I tell you what, there was turn 1, lap 1 on Lando Norris. There was at turn 12 around the outside on Kimi Antonelli. And then around the outside in turn 7. Ridiculous. Verstappen on George Russell. And Verstappen's clearing him now. Did Fernando Alonso go deep at turn 1? Did he have an issue or something? I'm not sure what's gone on with Alonso here. Maybe Alonso going around the outside at turn 3. Yes, he did. Fernando Alonso going around the outside of Colapinto, I believe. Or maybe it was Carlos Sainz, his prodigy. No, he did Carlos Sainz later. Did Carlos Sainz a big dive up the inside of turn 10. So we're seeing some great overtakes here. But how Max Verstappen did it on George Russell at 7. That is a ridiculous overtake. That is sublime. One of the best overtakes I think I've seen at Catalonia. Max Verstappen up the inside of George Russell at 7. Nevon says Buffalo Girls. Does anyone like George? Or if you like George, put it in the comments. Joseph, Max in clear air, but things are going. He needs an extra pit stop, probably 3. As there was a good battle between a Haas and Isaac Hadjar, I think. Oscar Piastri being asked, how far do you think we can go? Is lap 25 possible? And Piastri saying possible but difficult. Maybe that's their window for... Are they going to go actually one stop? No, surely they can't go one stop. Can they go one stop if they go onto hards? Craig says safety car will stir things up. Buffalo Girls go round the outside, apparently. Well, if there's any Buffalo Girls in the chat, you can confirm or deny that. So I say Max is definitely sublime, as George Russell pits now for medium tyres. And look at Verstappen again, still in the 1 minute 19s. Lando being told 100% pace, and maybe they're going to bring in Lando first. Let's see. Piastri goes round again. O'Connor's boxed. Are they going to bring in Lando Norris here? Looks like they are. Looks like they are. Looks like they are. Yes, they are. So Lando's going to box, but he's going to come out well behind Max Verstappen. The question is, what is the difference on the strategy here? What's the strategy difference? What's the strategy difference? Look at how far ahead Verstappen is. Welcome Fernando Alfonso Racing in the chat. Good to have you on board again. Lando undercutting Piastri. Yes. Surely they got to pit Piastri now, because otherwise Lando's going to be undercutting him. So, like I'd hoped for, it was a great GP on strategy as Kimi Antonelli pits after George Russell. And Gasly goes ahead of him, but you see Gasly's already pitted, so it's pretty good for Gasly, that. Was it a good stop for Kimi? 2.5 seconds, not too bad. So surely Piastri's going to box in. The massive question is, yes, he does box. Does Verstappen come out ahead of Piastri? Unless Verstappen's going to crash on these last 2 corners, I think Verstappen is going to come out ahead of Oscar Piastri. So the question is, how easy is that overtake for Piastri? Is it difficult? Does it slow Oscar Piastri down? What strategy are they on? So Verstappen sensationally takes the lead of the Grand Prix with a classic undercut. Dark Cloud saying Max will be in the lead. Yeah, please do hit the like button, everyone. 420 people watching as well. Great to have you on board. So Piastri comes out. Was it a quick stop onto the mediums? Yes, it was. It was a great stop. 2.2 seconds. And that's our front, well, 5 again. They've all boxed. Front 6 include George Russell, Verstappen, Piastri, Norris, Leclerc, Hamilton and Russell. So keep an eye on the McLaren pace, because if the McLaren's going to the 1 minute 18s here, it's going to be ugly for Verstappen, I would say. Yeah, Franz Hermann strat here. Classic Franz Hermann. So Lando being told his tyres are 8 laps quicker than 8 laps newer than Verstappen. So keep an eye on the lap time. Alonso lap time deleted, Antonelli lap time deleted, Hamilton lap time deleted as well. As George Russell's done a 1 minute 19.1 on his fresh mediums. So what can Verstappen do? This is going to be some kind of... If Verstappen wins this race, it's going to be a strategy masterclass. But Piastri's lap time, it is an outlap, so we won't get a true representation. But keep an eye on Norris here. What's Norris's time going to be? It's not that much quicker than Max Verstappen. It's not that much quicker. And the question is, if they can't go to the end, are they both on 2 stops here? Exactly. Craig's got it for me. If McLaren can't go to the end, they're on the same strat as Verstappen. Ooh, okay. Well, I tell you what, you won't be getting this in Madrid next year. But here at Catalonia, the tyres are just so punishing. So Verstappen on 10 lap old soft. But we know Verstappen has to pit again because he needs to go onto the alternate tyre. There's 43 laps to go. So, you know, if Verstappen does another... Can Verstappen do another 10 laps on the softs, basically?
Okay, crack on.
Let's see. What if Verstappen does another 10 laps on the softs? Can he do 33 on the mediums? And is that just a little bit too long for the McLarens to do? So, what happens if Verstappen what happens if Verstappen boxes again, goes behind the McLarens, but then is on fresher mediums at the end? Verstappen's taken the initiative here. Nando Alfonso, thank you for your content. You're a living legend. I'm definitely not a living legend. But I appreciate it. I appreciate it, my guy. I'm going to pin that. I can't pin that. No, I'm going to pin it. I've never been called that before. That makes me laugh. I appreciate it, my friend. Dark Cloud, watch Max's lap time here. 19.9. Quicker than Piastri. Basically same as... But, you know, also the McLarens know what they need to do. But this is the thing, right? You feel that Verstappen can finish this race without making any mistakes on any corner. Do you honestly feel like Lando's going to be able to finish this race without making any mistakes? I don't think so. I think Verstappen knows he's got the bit between his teeth, and if he wins this race, I just think it's genuine GOAT behaviour. Joe, do you think Max has to pit 2 more times? What if he goes on to hards? What if he goes on to hards? What if he does this? What if he manages the softs? When Piastri catches him, he makes it really difficult for Piastri, proper defending and everything. Okay? And then as soon as Piastri's passed, he boxes for hards, and he goes to the end on the hard tyre. That's what Octav is saying as well. This is a real video. I am real. I'm not AI, I can assure you. So I'm not sure that Verstappen does need to pit twice. I don't think he is on the 3-stopper. Max about to lap Sonoda. Yeah. Carolina, no, because as much as I love him, he's Lando. I mean, there's no shame in it. I mean, arguably Lando's a bit more human. But, you know, the delta at the moment is a couple of tenths, and the gap is 5 seconds. So even if the McLaren start pulling up half a second a lap on Verstappen, it's still going to take them about 10 laps or 8 laps or whatever to catch Verstappen. At which point can Verstappen make his final stop? That's how I see this race. That's how I see it. But how do you see it, everyone? All of us strategists in the chat. Albon saying Lawson was about to push him on track. Yeah, there's loads of carbon fibre at turn 1 and 2. I think Lawson isn't going to get a Christmas card from anyone at this rate. Chai, I love how McLaren are working together as a team. As much as I see Verstappen doing everything on his own. Octav Hajar, Rookie of the Year. This guy's 8 racing a tractor. Yes, indeed. Wonder if this traffic will be interesting as well. Wonder if Verstappen will pit. What if Verstappen pits before he hits the traffic and Piastri and co have to go through the traffic? Fernando Alfonso, am I excited for the Brad Pitt movie? I'll see it. I mean, I was in the Gran Turismo movie and I enjoyed it, so you know, a motorsport movie I'm happy to see. I'm happy to see it. Hannah Schmitz is calling the shots here. The Schmitz maker on the pit board. As Alex Albon needs to pit again for damage. Yeah, Martin thinking the same. So, you know, surely Verstappen here is committed to going long. Chai is saying that would be the ultimate undercut, having Piastri and Norris go through the traffic. Super exciting race this for me. This is in my element. Like, looking where we are now, 39 laps to go at Catalonia with this genuine degradation. I'm loving this. This is my kind of race. So 4 seconds now, you can see. So this is where it's starting to change, because Piastri gaining almost a second now, almost a second, and that changes the mass. V-neck track temp going down, yeah, ever so slightly. Stuke saying Piastri flying now, as my Wi-Fi just gives up. Frankly, it's just my Wi-Fi's like box now. I can't go any further. It's terrible. Worst Wi-Fi in the world. Dark Cloud Max back in the 1 minute 20s. Yeah, high. Maybe it is actually a mistake. Maybe it is actually a mistake there. George on 4 laps, fresher tyres, has the potential to pass Lewis. We will see. We will see. Contact between Albon and Lawson. Yeah, there is debris on the track around turn 1, turn 2, some carbon fibre. Joseph, for sure, Max will pit first. Then we'll see what tyres he goes for. Will the McLarens have to split strategy? Will the McLarens have to split strategy here? Verstappen, it's so hard to drive. Like, I can't brake and I have no turn in low speed. So Verstappen's maybe starting to crack. We will see. Craig, love the races when strategy plays such an important part. Do hit the like button, everyone. We can try and get to 500 likes. I know we can do it. Stuttgart's Piastri 5 laps to catch Max. Yeah, we're catching is one thing, but it is 2.8 seconds now, and then it'll get DRS. So this is all starting to unravel a little bit earlier than I'd thought maybe it would, to be honest with you. Martin, 35 laps, both on medium and hards. Anyone know what was going on in free practice? Were people doing super long runs? Caroline, did you think all of the Ferrari mishaps between the two drivers are going to lead to bad blood? People are saying there's bad blood between Hamilton and his engineer. That's what they're saying. Oh, they're retiring the car. I think they're retiring the Williams, and I wonder if it's because they've run out of front wings. That would be insane, because whenever I go to Formula 1, most teams have about 10 billion front wings stacked up. But hadn't Alex Albon already replaced his front wing, it's possible that Williams have run out of front wings here. Remember, we're on a triple header. Has there been any damage before in the last 2 weekends? Oh, Verstappen boxes! Verstappen boxes now! So Max Verstappen boxes, and what's he coming out on? Mediums. So has he cracked or not? Has Verstappen cracked? Very interesting, chat. Very, very, very interesting here. Has Max Verstappen cracked under pressure? Didn't have the tag heuer on. So he had no choice but to pit. And he came out just ahead of a Ferrari of Lewis Hamilton. So maybe Red Bull knew they needed to box him. This Wi-Fi, man. Maybe Red Bull knew they needed to box him there. Otherwise, he was going to fall behind George Russell and Lewis Hamilton. But again, he's within a pit stop of Piastri and Norris on fresher tyres. Norris been told and Verstappen has pitted. That means he's on a 3-stop. We're happy with our plan. Oh, man. Either the McLarens are going to win this by a country mile, or they're on the same strap. Thomas, 15 laps on softer tyres were done. Dark Cloud, it was too far for hards to the end. Maybe the hards isn't the tyre. Yolanda, Albon had to do his 10-second penalty before retire the car. Oh, so they took the penalty, then retired it. But I'm surprised they didn't send him out there if it's only front wing damage. To be honest. Does anyone know? What's the official line from... Anyone know the official line on why Williams have retired that car? Martin saying 36 laps is possible on a medium tyre. Well, if you're correct, Martin, that changes everything. That changes everything, because that would mean... Well, do you think the McLarens are going to the end? Hamilton saying just no grip, mate. The rear is nowhere today. Clickrot thinks Max is cooking. Chai's waiting on the Dutch live blog for the ultimate source of truth. Or are the McLarens going to split a strategy here? Are the McLarens going to split a strategy? Oh, Liam Lawson in the wars again, bro. What are you doing, son? He's made contact with a Haas this time. Liam Lawson's just gone full Mad Max, literally ramming everyone off the road. Joseph, I told you before that Max is going to be on 3 pit stops. He's going to be on 3 Brads. Can we call it a Brad? Is that our little thing now? The penalty would have stayed for next race if Albon just retired the car. Yeah, but I don't know why they didn't send him out. So Liam Lawson on Oliver Behrman this time. What's he done? Sent it up the inside recklessly, made contact, almost lost his front wing. Could have given Behrman a puncture. Just shady behaviour. And now Gasly comes in for a Brad. So Gasly pitted quite early, if I remember. ERS issue. Okay, there we go. It's such a terrible move by Liam Lawson. Like, he's just not good enough to make that move. 18.2 from Verstappen. Kimetsu on top of it, and Bradley. Welcome, Bradley. Oh my god, is Lawson going to try it again? Try and round the outside this time. I think Fernando Alonso's looking at the back of it saying, I don't want to get involved in this shenanigan. 500 people watching. Welcome everyone. There's 2.1 seconds off for Alpine. The Alpine boys are on it. But yeah, Verstappen 18.2 last lap, 18.4 this time. So Verstappen is 1.5 seconds ahead of Norris. Is Verstappen going to make a three stopper work? Hang on. Whoa. What if Verstappen is on a 3-stopper, but the McLarens are going to have to nurse their tyres on a 2-stopper? Michael says Liam more brat than Gallagher. Wait, what if that's the case, chat? What if that's the case? Carlos Sainz says fusing energy. He's found the solution that scientists over the world have been looking for decades now. Nuclear fusion. Verstappen, again, I have like no clutch while upshifting. Been told 1973 going back. Who won the championship in 1973? Was it Niki Lauda? As Piastri has to overtake. Oh, Octav!
He's doing really well.
Thank you very much for the €2 from our number 3 sitter at the moment. Verstappen P1 as long as it's in clear air. Goat. Thank you so much, Octav. We'll keep an eye on that, chat. Please send your claps out for Octav Moyes for the €2 donation. Means a lot. Thank you so much, Octav. I appreciate it. Shocking me there with the alert. Please get your claps out in chat, everyone. Let's celebrate Octav for the €2 donation. It all adds up. It means an awful lot. Thanks, Nürburgring. Nordschleife Forever. You come here to see Franz Hermann. Jack Crawford in the garage at Aston Martin. I saw him on the grid at Monaco. I was like, who's that? Oh, it's Jack Crawford. Yeah, please do send your claps out, everyone in chat. There they come. Jennifer Terhart. My husband is Dutch. I'm American. We live in Switzerland and are listening on holiday in France. Well, where are you going to put for your nations chat? In fact, that's an appropriate moment. We're basically halfway through the Grand Prix chat. Let's do another nation chat. Let us know where in the world you're watching from. For Jennifer Ten Hart, that is going to be France, but they are Dutch / American and Swiss at the same time, which means they have 1 billion passports. Yeah, Verstappen complaining. No change there. What's he doing lap time wise? 18.9. Look at Verstappen. Will he catch Norris at this rate? He has to get past Charles Leclerc. Croatia, Dark Cloud all around the world. Yolanda, Netherlands. Arend, Holland. China, Netherlands. I was in the Netherlands last week. It was fun. Hernando, Alfonso, Switzerland. India, Netherlands. Natasha, Netherlands. Craig, Croatia. Sergio from North Korea. Constel, UK. Josh, Australia. Susie, UK. Rhonda, Mississippi. Keep, Australia. Thomas, Canada. Frederick, Stockholm as usual. Michael, Australia. Snowline, Canada. Judo, Canada. Carolina, Texas. Muhavir Quinda from South Africa. Keep them coming in, everyone. I just wonder whether Verstappen, he's made so many great overtakes here. Is he going to be able to get past Charles Leclerc into turn 1 next lap as Carlos Sainz comes in for a Brad? Martin Netherlands, Lee Malaysia, Arvin Malaysia, Kimetri Turkey, Stuke Vietnam, J. Ross Philippines, all over the world, everyone. The word we got, Albon retired because of ERS. That was what we was told. Now keep an eye on Verstappen here. It is a 19.1. He's going to breeze past Charles Leclerc with the DRS. If you're Lando Norris, are you a little bit worried? I don't know. It's another second that Verstappen's gained on Piastri and Norris. And then you start to make another pit stop work. If you're gaining a second... Stephen from Australia, Corne Pretorius from South Africa, Dinesh Reddy from New Zealand. Where in Netherlands were you? I was in... Oh, I can't remember. Brogan? And Amsterdam. DMZ Zimbabwe. Fernando, always a good time with Kireth in chat. Exactly. Bruno Rodriguez from Portugal. Welcome, Bruno. Yeah, any questions, put them in the chat as well. People in the chat will be able to answer it. Stephanie from South Florida. Helter from India. Kimetsu, I've been using mouse steering for so long. I want a steering wheel. What do you recommend? I mean, this is the best steering wheel in the world, probably. But it's very expensive. So probably something more like this. I've just got steering wheels everywhere. I can pull them out. I'm just basically sitting on steering wheels. Welcome Johanna, Yakabaswa and Jasu. So Verstappen that time 19.2. Norris looks like he's picked up the pace slightly. And this is what we said, like Verstappen not having to deal with maybe as much traffic as Piastri. Piastri needs to get past Gasly now. Well, just bought the GTDD Pro bundle, very nice. Which pedals come with that? Is that the load cell pedals? CSL load cells? Craig says, I think Max's radio messages are just bluffs half the time. Maybe they are. So Verstappen, let's see what he's going to be able to do as Piastri and Norris are really in the traffic at the moment. But remember, if Verstappen needs to box again for a third time, how's this going to work out? Because the McLarens can also choose to box again and get on fresher tyres. The McLarens are 100% in the pound seats here, so to speak. But there's an opportunity for them to mess up. But there's an opportunity that because Verstappen's really annoying them, that they could do something that benefits one of their drivers way after the others. Or the standard ones, okay. Yeah, get yourself in the ecosystem. And you can always upgrade later. Very nice. So what's Verstappen doing? 19.1. I mean, that's a second and a half quicker than Piastri. Is Piastri struggling here, chat? Is Piastri struggling or managing? What's going on with Oscar Piastri? Any thoughts from anyone on the lack of Piastri pace? Verstappen's past Behrman, so Verstappen's got some more clear air. Verstappen just 5 seconds behind Oscar Piastri, but catching. And keeping an eye on air and tyres as well. Colapinto, 22 lap old tyres. Fernando. So Nico Hulkenberg on the 28 lap mediums is the one to watch. Because Nico Hulkenberg's pace, I would say, for a Sauber is pretty decent. So is that how far that the McLarens can at least go that far? 19.4 for Verstappen. That time Piastri was faster, so maybe a lot of it is traffic dependent a little bit. Snowline saying dirty air. Yeah, Thomas dirty air, dark cloud traffic. So maybe it is traffic. So if you're Verstappen, again. Well, what happens if Verstappen boxes like in 5 laps or so? What if Verstappen boxes in 5 laps or so? Ooh. Ooh. Dinesh Reddy, Piastri managing tyres, he's in dirty air as well. Tsunoda might hold McLaren to let Max close in. Oh yeah. Oh yeah! Well, he can't, he's under blue flags, but definitely no conflict there. Let's see what happens as we'll look at the lap times as they go over. Piastri 19.9, Lando half a second quicker, and then Max Verstappen you know, in the middle of them. And I wonder if Gasly's got decent pace. What's the Gasly pace like? No, 22. No. Nope. Not decent pace from Gasly at all. But Norris really catching Piastri, and I wonder if they'll fight. Max is going to need another stop. Yeah, I think Max is definitely going to stop. I'm just saying, can he get another undercut? Can he get himself into another undercut position? I think it's pretty extraordinary what Max is doing here, because he is just 5 seconds behind Lando Norris, and they're both going to have to stop again. So that's pretty incredible, I think. Perez with the Netherlands. Ian Rennie and Ian from Cape Town. Welcome both from Cape Town. On my list to visit in the future. Would you recommend it? Susie, 40 likes, more to reach 200. We can do it. Yes, we definitely can do it. Thomas Lawson, Mad Max is way to the points. Yeah. Although I think strategy-wise, he is behind probably Sainz, Behrman, Gasly when it comes to strat, because he'll need to do a Brad at some point. Yuki has a knife between his teeth. Kireth, finally good F1 content. Have you been searching the airwaves? Piastri chilling. I don't think Piastri is chilling at all. I think Piastri might not be in his rhythm. Verstappen said McLaren are receiving the threat now, Max. They realise they have to push on. It's a long way to go for them. So I think this is what's really interesting. If McLaren are on a one stop, the one stop is not the quickest strategy for McLaren on paper. So therefore, what if Norris is like, I need to box again, and actually that 2-stop is quicker? Can Norris overtake Piastri? Because if Norris boxes now, he's going to come out ahead of Hamilton. Right? He's going to come out ahead of Hamilton. And that's the best strategy. Like, why would Norris do another 26 laps on these tyres when he can box now for another set of at least scrubbed mediums? Leclerc doing good. Jay is from Poland. I'm not sure Leclerc is doing good. I mean, he's just boxed. So Leclerc's just boxed. That's really interesting, actually. Leclerc's done the... He's committed to that strat now. Okay. That's super interesting. Leclerc is going to go to the end on a fresh set of mediums. And he's on a better strategy than Russell and Hamilton. In fact, Russell boxes to cover off Leclerc, maybe. So now we're seeing a cascading amount of pit stops, and Verstappen got past Gasly and still quicker than Piastri and Norris. I think this is where his sim racing comes into it, because he is used to overtaking traffic. You know, whereas the other guys who are just on a sim, a proper simulator, time trialing, they're not practically overtaking cars as much as when Verstappen goes on to top split iRacing. I think it's a genuine tool when I speak with people. Galazzo, what's pressure? Welcome, Villain UK as well. Good to see you. Long time, I believe, Villain UK. Good to see you back. Lots of welcomes in the chat for you. Did we do some coaching back in the day, if I remember? Let us know how the racing's going. Dean, I missed Albon's exit to the crash. I think Lawson went into Albon, and then they retired him. So, Piastri, Norris don't box. Verstappen now within 4 seconds of Lando Norris. And the thing is now, if Verstappen boxes now, I think he comes out ahead of Hamilton, maybe, or Hamilton's going to be easy to overtake. So the question is, if you're Verstappen, are you in the window? Are you getting to the window where you box and you have really good consistent pace on the medium tyres, and we're talking 2 seconds a lap? Is the tyre degradation? This is why you shouldn't take Catalonia off the calendar, because it's a punishing track on the tyres, and those tracks just don't exist anymore because everyone wants to go to industrial estates on the outskirts of major cities. Really, thank you to did. Progressing okay by watching your videos to work on. Very nice. If I remember, I think we made some really good progress, which was awesome. Welcome Size X as well. Hello F1 fans. Hello Size X. As my Wi-Fi just gives up, frankly. To get a refund on this Wi-Fi. Anyone boxing here? Fernando Alfonso in the box, and Verstappen makes light work of Esteban Ocon. Those two have fallen out in the past. And yeah, 4 seconds. I mean, it's very tantalising at the front of the pack here. Will Piastri go around the outside of Bortoleto? Yes, he will. Blue flag's out, no doubt. George Russell, meanwhile, has anyone seen? No one in chat has said this. George Russell went on to softs with 24 laps to go. Isn't that insane? Joseph, I think McLaren on one stop is impossible due to degradation. But that means that they're all on a similar strategy here. And Lando's only 4 seconds ahead. I think Verstappen's lost some time a little bit somewhere, hasn't he? So Verstappen, Norris is only 4 seconds ahead. Yeah, Verstappen's going to have to box again. I don't think there's any way Verstappen doesn't box. But I feel like when the McLarens box, you know, they're all in the same ballpark. No one was able to do this to Verstappen when Verstappen had the most dominant car by a long way. Hadjar 5 seconds behind Russell as Verstappen gets past Tsunoda. I don't think that would have been too difficult. Fernando, it's amazing what sim racing can do. We saw what Jan Mardenborough and our team Max again. Yes, and anyone else that's into sim racing can make it happen. Galazzo, do drivers have to get out of the way of the getting lap? Yes, in Formula 1. Not in all forms of racing, but in Formula 1 you get a blue flag. You do have to get out of the way. You have to get out of the way. Even if you're the teammate of someone you're trying to protect. You simply have to... I swear my Wi-Fi just stops from time to time. Like... if I call them up, they'll be like, oh no, the signal looks good, everything looks amazing. Annoying. So Piastri, Norris, Verstappen. You can see the gap between Lando and Piastri's oscillated so much as they've had to deal with the traffic. As Lawson comes in again, so we'll see Lawson go a long way down. What are the lap times saying? So Piastri a second a lap quicker than Norris and Verstappen that time around due to the traffic. There was something went wrong. Piastri told Lawson's pity, got 14 seconds of clear air. Stretch your legs, pull away from Lando. Crazy 8 getting upgraded, very nice. If there's a safety car right now, it could, you know, the timing could affect things, but that would also be another equalizer, essentially. But I'm expecting the top 3 to wall box again. As Hulkenberg goes into the pits. So we'll see if Verstappen gets past Is it fair to introduce people as like model and Lando Norris's partner? Like, are there some people that you wouldn't use the word model? Is that like a bit old-fashioned? Because these people are people in their own right, right? Hulkenberg 36 laps on the mediums and times are not too bad. Tsunoda going on to another set of softs. Yes, many different strategies here, like we often see at Catalonia. It's 5G internet, so it's just pants, frankly. So Verstappen passed Bortoletto. Hamilton in the pits now. So Hamilton has had a terrible strategy here, I think, because he's going to end up behind Antonelli. He's not going to end up behind he's not going to end up behind Hadjar, I think. Oh, actually, I don't know. I don't know about this. Let's have a look. I tell you what. Big Isaac. Hadjar on Hamilton. Oh, that would have been close. But it looks like Hamilton has stayed ahead of Hadjar. But Hadjar is a whole pit stop behind. So Piastri goes around a 19.6. Remember, the cars are getting lighter. Norris goes around 20 dead. Verstappen boxes! Verstappen boxes! So again, Verstappen on an aggressive strategy here. I wonder if this is going to be difficult on traffic. So Verstappen boxes. Is he going to go onto softs? Look at all those cars of traffic ahead of him. That's all traffic. So he's going to come out. He's going to stay in P3. And this is a really interesting thing. What did the McLarens do now? Oh, he's going to come out in this genuine battle between Tsunoda and Ocon. It's going to be a bit messy. Tsunoda will let him through straight away. They'll be on the radio. So Verstappen goes on to scrubbed softs till the end. And he is now 26 seconds behind Norris. So unless Verstappen is going to be pulling multiple seconds a lap. But have a look at Tsunoda. Tsunoda with the fastest lap of the GP in the 17s. So if Verstappen's in the 17s and the McLaren's in 1:20s, they got to cover this off. But do they both cover it off? Because then they might change position between them. So if you're Lando, did they ask Lando to cover it off? Yes. Lando's going to cover it off. But does that mean that Lando is going to be on a better strategy than Piastri? Because what if Lando's strategy... what if Lando ends up undercutting Piastri here? Because McLaren realised too late and then they boxed Piastri, by which point Lando has undercut Piastri. This is what I've been saying all along could happen. Because of the pressure for Verstappen... hang on a second. How powerful is this damn undercut? So Piastri is now getting madly undercut here, unless he goes to the end. Whoa, okay. So what do we think about all that, chat? By the way, smash a like button. Let's get to 200 likes on this one. That is super interesting. Verstappen is now less than a second behind Lando. McLaren didn't have a choice there. So I wonder if they're going to pit Piastri here as well. Because, oh man, what are they going to do with Piastri here? What would you do? What if Piastri's already getting undercut? They box Piastri here. They box Piastri. Can you imagine if it's a three-way fight at turn 1? Surely Piastri is going to be well ahead of this. So all this traffic as well. Carlos Sainz got to get out of the way. He's driven for both the Red Bull family and McLaren. So Piastri on the move. Piastri's going to be clear here. I'm amazed Carlos Sainz is still ahead, to be honest. Surely he's just got to duck out the way. So now we have our front three to go to the end. And again, there's a load of traffic, a lot of which I think is not going to box. And they're in the fight for the points. Because Nico Hulkenberg's in P9. And a lot of that field ain't going to box. So this is the fight to the end now. 17 laps to go. And all of the front three are essentially on the same tyre. Scrubbed soft tyres. I tell you what, Carlos Sainz left that right to the end of the straight. It seems a bit weird to me. So Piastri's going to smash into this traffic. Is there going to be any degradation as well at the end here? Is there going to be a bit of degradation on these softs? See, Alex Albon had gone 21 laps on the softs. Fernando Alonso is the driver on the oldest softs at the moment as Bortoleto comes in. As Piastri gets past Fernando Alonso. And Verstappen is just outside DRS of Lando here. Michael good stop Piastri. William Verstappen should have got longer on those mediums. Essentially, McLaren have been forced to cover off Verstappen here. That's what's happening. Snowland Orange men bad. Yeah, but the time difference is mad. Like 17.1 for Verstappen when they were all doing in the 1 minute 20s. So there is a huge undercut. Like in 2 laps, you got a 6 second undercut. That's massive. The question is, has Verstappen been able to, knowing that he could force McLaren to pit, has he been able to time it to kind of cause maximum damage here? Mino Marimat, what happened to Albon? Broken front wing in contact with Lawson. Oh, so it was lack of front wing. So I suspected Williams just ran out of front wings, which is just embarrassing because when I go to see races, they're all stacked up with loads of front wings outside the garage. Cole Palmer's trying to understand what's going on. Verstappen going to get past Fernando Alonso here. So there's 4 seconds between Piastri, Norris and Verstappen at the front of the grid, basically, and traffic to deal with. Verstappen's still got to get past, might be Liam Lawson. Yeah, Liam Lawson, which he does. And Norris has to get past Behrman, I presume, and Verstappen following. So Verstappen is kind of hounding Lando here. Oh my god, there was almost another crash between Lawson and... Oh my days. I tell you what, Lando has been really held up between the battle between Lawson and Behrman. There was a mad battle between Lawson and Behrman, and Lando lost out massively. I can't underestimate how much that hurts. Oh my god, what the hell was he doing there? And then I think Behrman held up Verstappen. They're all in this crazy battle for the last point. But it's going to be kind of clear air now. Can Verstappen get into DRS of Lando here? Lawson and shenanigans as well. Yeah, they've only got so many wings, but you know, Williams are working on a budget. I'm shocked that they didn't have another wing. That was just embarrassing. Yeah, Verstappen on the radio saying, idiots. But to be honest, I think it hurt Lando more than him. He'll now be hoping that Gasly gets out of the way as well. Might be because of the... Oh, it's a great point from My Name is Captain Ketch. Might be because of the new front... Yeah, I think it's the third one of a triple header. But we saw, you know, Williams have missed a race in the past, but oh my days, Lawson, man. Lawson, Behrman, Alonso is a insane battle as Alonso goes clean round the outside of Behrman at turn 3. Very impressive. So 1.7 seconds. So there's 14 laps to go. Let me just see what happened with Lawson making a move on Behrman. Behrman went defensive. Lawson went even more to the inside. Lawson didn't really leave much space, but it's how you do the move at turn 1. I think Behrman's got to recognise that he's lost the position there. The awkward thing was that Lando was right behind, and then Lawson kind of defended against Lando. I think Lawson got a bit confused. Yeah, we haven't been. We've got loads of stuff here. Got loads of things. Still got gifts. Do the gifts work? No. Doesn't work. There are gifts, I think, though. Snowline saying Lawson Cloud. Thomas. Yeah, I don't think those difference in lap times are going to make in tyres are going to make that much difference. But I could be wrong. The main thing seems to be that, as you would expect, the McLaren to have the pace. But you can see how Red Bull have done a really good strategy, I think. I don't think Red Bull could have done much better on the strat front. But Piastri is now a second a lap quicker than Verstappen. It's the reality. Chelsea Handler's here. Comedian, TV producer and host. Never heard of her. Literally never heard of her. But she's never heard of me. So 1-1. Verstappen goes over the line, and what is it going to be? An 18.5. Again, getting dominated by Piastri. Yeah, they are all on the softs. So Verstappen's forced the issue by going on the softs. Maybe the McLarens wouldn't have wanted to go on the softs. Did Verstappen start the race on... No, Verstappen went... What's Verstappen's strategy been? Soft, medium, soft? Has that been it? Is that how it's worked? Ticketbait says she is famous. Okay. Yellow flag. Antonelli's off! Antonelli's off! Yellow flag to everyone! This could be interesting. Antonelli's off, interestingly, at turn 10. Did he have a... Ooh, safety car! Did he have a big moment of oversteer? That's unusual. That's unusual. Did he run wide on the exit on turn 10 on the right-hand side and end up in the gravel? That's the only thing I can think of. Safety car now, and Hulkenberg is out of position here. Safety car. Yes, Kimi Anthony did go in the gravel. Beach, and as I predicted earlier, I think that'll be a safety car because I need to get the truck out and lift it up. This is going to take 4-5 laps to do, and then how is the restart going to be? Are the McLarens going to fight over it? This is going to be interesting. Oh, both! They all box! They all box! If you're Verstappen here, Jude Bellingham shakes his head. Can't believe it. Is someone going to get trap position here? If you're Verstappen, should you have stayed out and got trap position? They all box at the front. They all box. Everyone boxes. Everyone boxes in that front pack. And Verstappen goes on hards. Is that a mix-up? Why have they put Verstappen on hards? Have they panicked? Have they panicked here? 8-lap sprint. Yeah. McLaren's double stacked, which doesn't matter too much because it hasn't changed anything. But why is Verstappen gone on fresh hards? Do Red Bull know something we don't? Ooh. So the safety car's picked up Piastri. Verstappen going hard. Safety car 1 unfortunately exploded. And safety car 2 was stolen. So that's why we're on safety car 3.
Right head.
So what's going on here? And has anyone not boxed? Russell, we don't know what tyre he's on. Russell's on the mystery tyre. Every team, in one race per year, you get to choose the Pirelli mystery tyre, which is like at Nando's when you do like the hot wing roulette. You don't actually know what compound it is, but you can choose the mystery tyre. The Americans brought this in when they bought Formula 1. Verstappen saying, what the... Why have we gone on the hard tyre? And Verstappen being told that was the only option. Well, I would have kept him out. I would have kept him out and taken that trap position. I would have kept him out. So what did Kimi Antonelli do? Was it a lock-up? Did he just lock up and go into the gravel? Turned in, went straight, in the gravel, mistake. Oh, Michael, thank you so much. for the $8 Australian dollars, your third super live stream. And I think you've done the first 2 on this live stream, if I remember, Michael. So thank you so much. Chat, please give your claps in the chat for Michael there. So much generosity on the stream. It means a lot. It's like, it's crazy. I'm going to get some claps as well. Chat, please get your claps out in the chat there. Celebrate Michael's donation on behalf of all of us. It means an awful lot. Thank you so much, Michael. I appreciate it. We've got the best community here. Welcome, Kati Uji, as well. Look at the claps. Let's spam the chat with claps, please. Lahira saying, nice, Michael, Kimetsu, Kevin with the claps, Craig, Flatka, Susie, Jolanda. Love it. Love it. Thank you so much, Michael and everyone. I appreciate it. On the race, they need to recover that car and also let some of these lapped cars unlap themselves, unless you're Michael Massey, in which case... Oh, Kip! Thank you so much for the £4.99 chat. This has been one of the most generous streams. Thank you so much, Michael and KCR Kip, for the $4.99 chat. You know what to do. More claps in chat. I'm going to do Chef's Kiss. Please show your support as one of us from the community. Given the donation on a Sunday, look at this now. The spam is very much approved. Thank you so much, everyone. And thank you so much, KCR Kit, for the donation. I really appreciate it. It means a lot. 36-month member as well, basically. 3-year member. So been here for a long time. That's heritage. That's channel heritage. Thank you so much. Please keep those claps coming in. And support KCR Kit there. Thank you so much. Bradley, what were Red Bull thinking? I have no idea. I feel like they should have kept him out. I mean, would it be in a sitting duck? Would it have been like Abu Dhabi 2021 in the opposite? Maybe. Oh, look at these. Look at it all coming out. Lara Ferreira, Michael as well. Is the GOAT Yuki able to get points? Yeah, Ryan. So let's just take a look where we are. Let's take a look. So Piastri in P1, Norris in P2, Verstappen P3, the only driver I think to use hards in this race. I did mention it before this race, like, is it going to make a difference what people did in qualifying, what tyres I have available? This is what you get at Catalonia. This is what we're going to lose. I don't think there's many other circuits that give you this situation, just very naturally and organically. Charles Leclerc in P4 is going to be licking his chops, frankly. And George Russell in P5, Hamilton in P6, Hadjar P7, Hulkenberg P8, P9 Gasly, P10 Liam Lawson. Mad Max. So what to watch out for here? Are the McLarens going to fight to the death with each other? Is Verstappen going to be a sitting duck to the Ferrari? Is George Russell going to get on the podium? Is Isaac Hadjar going to clean up? Why was it a safety car, not a VSC? Because they're going to have a big truck on the gravel trap at turn 10. Given what's happened in the past with, say, Jules Bianchi, they just want to absolutely neutralise it like this and bunch up the pack. So it's a bit safer for the marshals because the field is in one pack, basically. The more safety car stays out, the better for the McLarens. I would say the more the safety car stays out, it could be better for Verstappen, to be honest. Because Verstappen could drop like a stone here. After I've been praising Hannah Schmitz on the track wall, this looks like a terrible blunder where maybe the choice was to not make a pit stop at all. And then Verstappen would be screaming and say, why didn't we pit? And they would say the only other option was a hard tyre. You can see the lap cars are releasing themselves. So I would say with 2 laps max, we're going to be going. 200 likes. Thank you so much, everyone. Best community. 700 people watching as well. Awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Yeah, Craig, yeah, Red Bull only had hards left. So if you're Leclerc, you're looking at the back of some hard tyres thinking, Well, hang on a second. I fancy a bit of that. So we'll see when the safety car lights. They might give it one more lap. Yeah, lap cars now able to overtake. All lap cars. Do you see? Not just a few of them. And by the way, Liam Lawson is in a terrible position here because he's the last guy with a championship point. He can't catch Gasly, and everyone else is going to be trying to get that point for him. That's going to be absolute carnage behind Liam Lawson. And I don't know how the restart's going to work for him because I'm not sure they're going to wait for him to catch up. I wouldn't wait for him to catch up. I would get this going. But Piastri's right up with the safety car. So when is the safety car going to come in? Are they going to give it another lap? Let's see. So the mystery tyre for Russell was a soft. Yes, indeed. Thanks, Fernando Alfonso. Yeah, everyone's on scrub sets. Welcome, Reportify Media and Travel. Where we all go for our media and travel news. Thank you so much. Ticket base got the race and TV muted. Safety car in this lap. Surely next lap. Surely next lap. It's definitely not this lap. So maybe this lap safety car will be coming in. And will Liam Lawson have... Just put yes or no in the chat. Do you think Liam Lawson will have caught the back of Gasly by the time the restart happens? Yes or no? Let's see. Thanks, Ticket Bait. Zaskar says, bruh, Lando keeping. My thoughts exactly. So we'll see what happens here on the restart. Verstappen on the hard tyre. It's like Abu Dhabi 2021. In reverse. Dean says no. Dark Cloud says yes. Lahaya Lawson sprinting towards Gasly. Is he going to make it? What lap time did Lawson do? 1 minute 20. Lawson's doing full pace. Lawson's on full pace, whereas a snake is 40 seconds slower. So actually he will catch. He will catch. So everyone's saying no. I think you're wrong. I think you're wrong. That's how slow the safety car is. Look. It's comfortable. That's interesting exercise, chat, wasn't it? So, safety car in this lap. So Piastri will ease off here. Piastri will ease off. Ease off, Piastri. And the snake has caught up. By the way, Lawson's tyres will either be warm or overheated. So maybe the difference between Lawson's tyres and Gasly's tyres is going to be quite big. Don't know if it's Bruno Carrera driving, but I have an interview with Bruno Carrera. If you want to see it, I'll be on the Motorsport channel. Arvin Jassal saying, I think Norris comes out on top for this. So let's see what's going to happen now at the restart. Piastri's going to lead them round. Verstappen was playing some fun and games there with Lando. It looks like Verstappen is struggling big time. This is going to be embarrassing. Verstappen's already been overtaken on the standings. It's going to be embarrassing for Verstappen, and I wouldn't be surprised if he's fuming. It looks like actually he's got back at Leclerc, and they're swapping. They're side by side. So Verstappen's going to be on the rampage here. I wouldn't be surprised if there's contact, because he might just be furious. Is it papaya rules at the front? Yes or no? I don't know. So Leclerc has gone past. You know, can Leclerc do a sprint here? Not having to worry about degradation at all. Charles Leclerc had overtaken Verstappen before basically the start-finish line. And in fact, George Russell was also up the inside. Verstappen took to the escape road. That's why he was momentarily ahead of Charles Leclerc, but he was never really just taken to the escape road. And now Verstappen will be trying to... Verstappen's lost a podium here, really. I would say if Verstappen had been on the used softs, given that... How old were his softs anyway, and they'd just been cruising around? Verstappen saying, oh, my mate, he rammed into me. He did the same, that's a penalty. Yeah, like, Verstappen hasn't done that before, like in Singapore. Verstappen will be trying to get Leclerc a penalty, no doubt. Leclerc might be trying to get 5 seconds ahead, so the penalty doesn't matter. Frankly, maybe I can see it going that way. You can clip that, chat. Verstappen saying again, Charles just rammed into me on the straight. Verstappen is losing his cool here. It's not very edifying to see. Dark Cloud, they would have been about 15 lap-old softs. Yeah, but... Okay, a lot of it under the safety car. Like, everyone went on to scrub softs anyway. I just wonder if Verstappen's thrown away... If that move has genuinely thrown away a podium. Do you see what I mean? Like, Verstappen would have kept track position. It would have taken a little while for the McLarens to overtake him. But he would have probably, I would say, have not lost out to... I don't think there was any... No, Max. Max almost caused a massive crash there with Charles Leclerc. Like, Max turned into Leclerc on the straight. That's where... Oh, Verstappen had a huge moment on the exit. Almost spun the car on the exit going onto the straight. And I'm pretty sure he almost turned into Leclerc. That's how I saw it. So I think Verstappen's really lost his cool. Yeah, I think Verstappen's lost his cool here. I think we're seeing the ugly side of Verstappen here. He then went side by side with Russell, went to the escape road. What happened with Verstappen and Russell? Who was at fault there? So Russell went up the inside. Whoa, Russell went in a little bit hard, to be fair, on Verstappen. And you can see Lawson's well off the back of Gasly. I think Leclerc was clearly overtaking Verstappen, and Verstappen, I don't know, it's probably basically it was almost a massive accident. You can't turn into each other on the straight there. I mean, that could have been horrendous if that car flips and then the aero and all the grandstands. It could have I'm not being funny, but you shouldn't be interlocking wheels like that on the straight. This isn't IndyCar where they got massive catch fencing. That on that grandstand. No team orders for McLaren. Yeah, well, Lando ain't going to win this one, I don't think. With 3 laps to go. And Hulkenberg putting the pressure on Lewis Hamilton here. What's in that Sauber? Well, it's a Ferrari engine, isn't it? Which is doing better than the Ferrari. Hulkenberg has just ignored the script here. He's torn up the script. Has old Nico H. Yeah, no, you're right, Powdra. Verstappen saying he needs to get the position back. I think Verstappen hasn't seen that both ways. I think keep an eye on the post-race interviews for Verstappen, because he's lost the plot here. He's lost the plot, and he's basically falling out of the championship race as well. Fresher tyres for Hulkenberg. A little bit, yeah. A little bit. Will Hulkenberg overtake Verstappen? If I'm George Russell, I'm loving this. If Russell overtakes Verstappen, I have a feeling Verstappen's not going to let Russell pass without a crash. Oh, the contact! There we go. They crash into each other. Russell trying to go around the outside of Verstappen at 5, and Verstappen just doesn't give him the space and crashes into Russell. Russell's behind him. Now Russell overtakes. I think Verstappen has lost the plot here. This is the ugly side. This is the Michael Schumacher-esque side of Max Verstappen, where his team have made a mistake. Russell's now on the radio saying, what the... Remember, Russell has criticised Verstappen before, saying when he doesn't get his way, he just turns into... Russell's been... I've criticised Formula 1, modern day drivers survive Formula 1. All the drivers are too pally, they all go on the same private jet after. They all like each other too much. Russell really doesn't like Max Verstappen. And I think Verstappen is losing a lot of credibility here, actually. Hulkenberg does get past Hamilton into turn 1. What a move from the Hulk. Embarrassing for Hamilton. In fact, Hadjar might fancy something here as there's 2 laps to go. And Charles Leclerc is going to be on the podium. There was a 10-second time penalty for someone. I don't know who's got that 10-second time penalty, by the way, chat. Does anyone know who's got the time penalty? I don't know what Verstappen was doing. It almost, to me, it almost looks like Verstappen deliberately crashed into Russell because he broke so early and then he accelerated into Russell. It looks to me like Max Verstappen has completely had red mist and deliberately, I like the guy, so don't miss in a critical way, but he's done a Dan Ticktum on George Russell. And this is coming from someone who, I really like Dan Ticktum, but it looks like Max Verstappen has done a Dan Ticktum to George Russell and Russell's saying he's got damage. This is extraordinary. This is extraordinary. Verstappen slowed down and then accelerated into George Russell. Chat, 800 people watching, you've seen me on this stream calling this race since the beginning. I said it's been the highest of highs for Verstappen, but I think Verstappen has lost a plot and he's having road rage. That's just my honest thoughts. I'm not biased here. I'm wearing a Max Verstappen shirt, for goodness sake. But this is disgusting behaviour from Max Verstappen. This is really disgusting behaviour if it's true. This is a terrible example to set. When I go karting next weekend and I'm trying to win my championships, I might have people doing the same to me now because they see Verstappen doing it, so therefore it's okay. And by the way, Piastri does win the GP. Congratulations, Piastri. Norris second, Charles Leclerc, and then George Russell, and then Max Verstappen. But there is going to be an inquiry here. We are not going anywhere because I'm going to be letting you know what's happening. There may be a big penalty for Max Verstappen for that turn 5 incident. Robert Lewandowski does wave the checkered flag. Bobby. Hulkenberg, by the way, has to be driver of the day here. Has to be Nico Hulkenberg. Fernando Alfonso in the points as well, which is incredible. But let's see what's happened here. Craig, he's too competitive for his own good. Chaya, I do hope Verstappen is... Hulkenberg may get P5 here. Hulkenberg could get P5. I'm not even joking. Because I think 10-second time penalty, who's got that? That has to be Verstappen. That has to be Verstappen. 10-second time penalty has been awarded after the race. Chat, we're trying to get that confirmed. I can see it's come in. 10-second time penalty for who? For who, chat? Has that come in for Max Verstappen? I can see 10-second... The stewards have awarded a 10-second time penalty. And I think that turn 5 incident was being investigated. Colapinta saying, I think you need to apologise to us. 10-second time penalty for Verstappen. And I think there's going to be penalty points. And if what I've seen is how I've interpreted it, I think there could be a race ban for Verstappen. I think Verstappen may get a race ban here. And he's gone, in my view, from being... There we go. He's gone, in my view, from, I was saying, cementing GOAT-level kind of accolades with what he was doing, to his team made a mistake with the tyres, and we see this ugly side. The closest thing this reminds me of is Michael Schumacher turning into Damon Hill, Adelaide, Michael Schumacher turning into Jacques Villeneuve, Jerez. These are the closest things this reminds me of. And Michael Schumacher was banned by the FIA. Some of you watching might be too young to remember this, but Michael Schumacher was banned. This is the ugly side of Red Bull Racing, Helmut Marko, Christian Horner, Max Verstappen, Jos Verstappen. This culture they have. There's been this sexual harassment, whatever, lawsuit as well. There is a culture at this team, and this is not the way to do it. We have not seen Lewis Hamilton, when he's been a 4-time world champion onwards, I believe, do this kind of stuff. Yeah, they crashed with Rosberg here, but I don't believe we've seen that kind of... He's not crashing into people. So chat, I'm going to throw it over to chat. What do you think? Snowland, well, now I'm done. Lee, this is why I don't like Verstappen. Cheesy, Alonso finishing higher than Verstappen is crazy. We're going to stay on here. I don't normally stay on after these streams a long time because I like to kind of ride the wave, but we're going to stay on here. Rich Hayward got his dad's temper. And by the way, there were 2 investigations. There was a turn 1 investigation and a turn 5. I think only the turn 5 has been given a penalty. But this is like, you know, Dan Ticktum, I think, was banned for 2 years. And I asked him about this in the interview I did with him in Monaco 2 weekends ago. Like, Dan Ticktum has a reputation that he, by his own admission, cannot shake. What we've just seen, I think, is going to stay with Max Verstappen forever. So if he does win another championship, everyone is going to go, yeah, but he's dirty. And the other thing is, and we're covering all this live, right? The other thing is, this puts a massive question mark over Abu Dhabi 2021, in my mind. Because again, Max Verstappen, you know, the way Lewis Hamilton behaved after that, like, magnanimously somehow, and Lewis Hamilton's dad and everything. How do you look back now at Abu Dhabi 2021 and Max Verstappen winning the championship when rules were broken? Is what's happening now partly because of that? Because Verstappen has this sense of invulnerability, like he can do it, and he literally won a championship? Is it like when elections are bought and the politicians are like, oh, now I can do anything because I literally bought the election, it was corrupt and I got away with it? Fernando says Verstappen did overheat, but penalty is fair, so it's okay. Thomas, you can't overlook that some of his tactics are dirty. Gnarly says, I hope they give him a race fan. Jennifer, Hamilton got away with everything for so many years and Verstappen was punished. I'm going to put a poll in. I'm going to do a poll and I'm going to listen. They won't interview Verstappen because he's not in the big thing. They'll interview him in the media pen, and I predict Red Bull won't let him be interviewed and they will take the penalty. By the way, chat, this is why I need your support on these streams. To hit the like button. Because if we had 1,000 likes, I could be a bit closer maybe than being there on the ground. And I would ask this question on your behalf. So like I asked Dan Ticktum about the whole thing. So please, this is why your support is so important. Gonna put the poll in there, everyone. Flint, glad no one heard. Incredible. Thanks, Michael. Thanks for your support again with the donations. It's massively appreciated. Extremely generous and massive part of the community. Helter Hamilton got away with everything for so many years and Verstappen was punished. Cornish Dirty Mac. Star Fox, I'll never forgive Max for doing Webber dirty. What do you mean? V-neck, yes, no media from Max. I agree. V-neck, they can't ban him. Crazy A 10-second time penalty. Size X, the raging bull is just showing its true colours. I mean, everyone's smiling with Piastri now. No offence, Oscar, but I don't care. Like, this is... He lost the plot. He completely lost the plot. Chaya, I do believe having Verstappen face... By the way, George Russell is not going to live this down because George Russell's done an extraordinary rant that I'll repost after this stream. I'll do a TikTok or something. I'll repost it. And I'll show you... Yeah. Chaya, I do believe having Verstappen face serious consequences for such behaviour is needed. He's a great driver for sure. This behaviour is dangerous. Sky Spider Girl, I would have black flagged him for that. 10 seconds is waiting. If that happened in my championship at grassroots karting level, I would hope the other driver would be black flagged. And even when I've raced at like national arrive and drive level, in the that is a black flag. Stewart's also looking at Leclerc and Verstappen. That's very interesting because I feel like Verstappen was trying to bait some kind of contact on the straight at 160 miles an hour. I want to see the camera looking back at Verstappen on the straight and where his eyes are. Thank you so much, Size X, for the gifted membership. Chat, thank you so much. Can we put the claps in for Size X for the gifted? It's gone to Gnarly Dude. Please, 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 chat. Please give your claps in the chat for the gifted membership. Very generous. Gnarly, you can use the all of the emojis now. If you remember, smash the emojis in to show what you can use. But thank you so much, Size X. I massively appreciate it. It's very generous. Passing it forward. Jump, you'll have another reason why this race should stay on the calendar. Yeah, I mean, you ain't going to get that at Industrial Park just off the Madrid gyratory. Why should he get a race ban? Because you can't deliberately crash into another driver. Christoph, FIA versus stewards rules. There's some real politics happening behind closed doors. Yeah, I mean, what do Formula 1 want? Formula 1 want drama. Formula 1 want drama. That's what they want. There we go. Gnarly's using them. He's got them out. He's got the Max Verstappen emojis out. Try this behavior of turning into other drivers isn't healthy or accepted. Yeah, I agree. It's not healthy or accepted. Is a DSQ for Max possible? I think a DSQ is possible, but I don't know the ins and outs of how that works after the race is finished. I don't know. Hulkenberg is my driver of the day. There's no question that Hulkenberg is my driver of the day. For me, absolutely no question. Yeah, it's not NASCAR. NASCAR's you can bash doors side by side. You can throw your helmet. This is open world racing. What's Leclerc saying about it? Hang on, he's having a look at it.
Yeah, I just wanted to see streaming from, but it all worked out well.
Let me see what you said.
The hard was and hard and maybe there's an opportunity and there was, so we're just seeing this contact. Yeah, I just wanted to see streaming from.
Oh, sorry. Leclerc said he just wanted the slipstream.
That.
Oh, no. That has to be a penalty. So it has to be a penalty point for Verstappen. Like, what he's done with George Russell there is ridiculous. I feel like he's slowed down. I've seen cleaner driving in Gran Turismo than that. Joseph, Matt's driving bumper cars. Now I'm going to listen to the cool-down room as well. Let's see if it comes up.
Focus on the right head.
Just listening in. Made contact right at the beginning of the straight, basically. Waiting. About to see it, I think. Okay, so they were all like, oh my god. Oscar Piastri was like, yikes. But they were shocked. They were like looking like, did that just happen? Dark Cloud just watched the replay. Matt's not trouble. What's the poll saying? I think he has to get a race ban for that. I genuinely think they have to ban him for a race. What does this mean? Has anyone seen it and doesn't think there should be a race ban? I think the one with Leclerc is shocking because I know what it's like on the straight. I've done it before, like where I'm getting overtaken on a straight, and I don't want to in kart racing. When I was car racing, when I was car racing, I would also, because the car is an extension of your being, and you don't like being overtaken. You're kind of like, I'm not moving. You're overtaking me, but I'm not moving. But even a car, like when I was racing Mazdas, it's like, you know, you have a bit of contact. But in an open wheel car, like you would not survive in IndyCar doing that. What kind of follow along is this? You haven't said anything. Yeah, this follow along, I just sit in silence. That's how it works. Chaya, I do wonder what ticket-based ticket. This is the last ever Catalunya F1 GP. So sorry, bro, but there ain't going to be another one. Chaya, I do wonder what the consequences if the debate was not curbed. I don't want to think of actions. It's bullying. It's bullying behaviour. And the one person you probably don't want to do it to is George Russell. It's like if someone does it to me karting, I'm probably the one person you don't want to do it to. I will find you after the race. But, you know, there are other drivers, like, what if he does it to a rookie? You know, this is what people have always said. Max is like, don't turn in or we'll crash. But the one with George Russell was so far ahead and Max had slowed down. Josh goes slow. You should never be allowed to deliberately hit someone. It's different wheel to wheel around the corner. Sidex, remember when Max brake checks Lewis Hamilton Saudi race? Yes, indeed. Fernando saying the same thing. They should have backed Max from Saudi. Joseph, Max said it every time. He did it before to land in Austria. Yeah, I can't quite. I know they both went out there. Rumor is Max uses Wreckfest for sim training. Crazy, there's gasps as they watch Max Verstappen, Clyde and George Russell, Lando Norris, Chris. I've done that for America. Did he actually say that? I didn't hear him say that. Yeah, Hajar P7. But I'm looking at Oscar Piastri now, right? Oscar Piastri, I don't think is as talented as Max Verstappen. Okay? You know, everyone, because you've been watching these watch-alongs for years, that I really rate Oscar Piastri. I've been saying it before it was fashionable. I don't think he's as talented as Max Verstappen. And he obviously has a steely side in him from winning F2 and also the way he dealt with the Alpine situation. But my perception of Oscar Piastri is that I don't think he would do what Max Verstappen has done there. I don't think he would lose his cool like that and endanger another driver. Mary, I missed this race, but getting to watch highlights. Yeah, definitely. Craig, did he do it because it was George? I don't know. Maybe. Usama Kanani, no one's talented as Max. Zetti, this might be not end in just a race ban. What do you think? What do you mean? What do you mean? Gnarly D, the driver is going to be great between Lando and Piastri. Yeah, I think Piastri's just better. Like, Piastri's just better. I made a video of that effect on the Motorsport channel. Size says Oscar's a future F1 champion. Cash in your eye. Yeah, I honestly, I think he needs to get banned. Because I think you can see I'm really thinking about this. If you don't ban him, you're saying that behaviour is acceptable for a 10-second penalty. And I don't think a 10-second penalty is enough for that. So surely he'll get awarded penalty points, but... I mean, by the way, that kind of stuff happens in Formula E, like every race. But in Formula 1, I think it's different. Usama, it's all Red Bull's fault. First they give him hard tyres and they tend to give the position back when he's on the right. Bad driver management, no match. I don't think you can blame Red Bull. Red Bull didn't tell him crash into George Russell. I didn't hear that come on the radio. Yeah, but, you know, if the McLaren next season is not dominant, I don't think Piastri is going to kind of lose his cool about it. That's just my thought. Whoa, Kev, the mods are going to be on you there. Can you read, my friend? Can you read, Kev? If you can't read, stream's going to be difficult for you. Burn the shirt in protest. Chaya, I'm with you there. This behaviour is worth more than a 10-second penalty. Black says it's greedy for consequences. T is fine. Max for just taking a wider line. What, into George Russell's side pod? I just think this taints his legacy. Like, I was talking this season about how his legacy is growing. His legacy is being cemented. Whoa, Max is the GOAT, maybe. Or is Max just, he can only do it in a fast car and he gets frustrated when he doesn't have it? Lahaya, unsafe behaviour shouldn't be acceptable at 3 kilometers an hour, and I'm Dutch. Marie, honestly, I don't think he will care if he gets a race ban more baby time. Well, he's certainly not afraid of having a crash at 160 miles an hour. Despite having a child now. Ticket thinks Max needs to give his side before ban to Patricia would love to be a fly on the wall. It's true. I don't think Red Bull are going to allow him to be interviewed. They'll take £100,000 fine or whatever. Zetti, Russell is so fed up with Max that if he can somewhat prove this was sole intention to hurt someone, he might be able to get him off the season. This is what I don't like about having Sky doing the journalism and the broadcasting of F1 together, because I feel like this is the biggest story, and there's going to be a lot of analysis of Piastri winning and everything. Okay, I'm talking about it. So Verstappen let Russell through and then crashed into him. That's what happened. Verstappen let Russell through and then crashed into him. It's what happened. Kiwi Oscar, next F1 champ. Long gap since Alan Jones. Yeah, previous Australian champion. Am I going to wear his jersey again? Probably, yeah, because I'll pay. I buy my old jersey. These aren't given to me. Whoever makes these, if you want to do a sponsorship, we can wear them on stream. Because we're fully unsponsored. So I probably won't be betting it. Matt's got driver of the day. Surely not. Surely not. I honestly, I'm just thinking it all through in my head. I just feel like he needs to get a race ban. You can't be as the world champion. You can't. Kids will do this in grassroots karting. I just know it. Lahai says, I have seen better driving in GT Online. He was driver of the day. I mean, in a way, there we go, right? In a way, there we go. And up until that moment, for me, he probably was driver of the day. Hernando Alfonso, the problem with dirty driving is led with their role models for many years. And as the world champion, that's why for Lewis Hamilton to react the way he did in 2021, I think was very important. Because... And even in a way for Mercedes, for them not to pursue it, like... Rival Max is awful, unsporting, unfair. Kids watch the show too to get a race ban and penalty points. I assume he's going to get penalty points, but I genuinely feel like it should be like, this is not acceptable in Formula 1. That might kill off the season a bit. Let's be honest. In terms of Verstappen being able to, but I think they need to do it. Aside, he was clearly driver of the day in Mega Max. Yeah, how Hulkenberg didn't get driver of the day though, I don't know. Taking that Sauber to P5 is legendary. Martin says Russell turns in. But the thing is, Verstappen has clearly given Russell the corner. So Russell was at the apex. Russell's literally at the apex by the time Verstappen makes contact. Ticket, you change my mind, agrees to be banned one race. That's kind of my thought process. It's like, what happens if you don't ban him? What happens if you don't? Thomas Max thought he was sim racing could reset. I feel for that Russell one, he used his car as a battering ram. I feel like for the Leclerc one, I understand as a racing driver what Verstappen's doing. You know, he wants to give Leclerc a penalty because he thinks that's his way he's going to get back on the podium. But to risk that in front of the grandstands over the crest, if you've been to Catalonia, like, over the crest, that kind of contact, the car, that's not going to end, I mean... China Dutch website mentions in a separate article that was cursing clearly for us. Yeah, we saw that. We saw that Verstappen was swearing, frustrated. Why have we done this? What's this about? It's worse than what Vettel did to Lewis in Baku when they banged wheels, yeah. So what happened to Vettel in Baku when he banged wheels? To me, it's a little bit similar. There's no need for it. He's clearly lost control. But this is at racing speeds and... Well, Martin, you've seen it 40 times. What do you think? Let us know. Take your time to write a comment and let us know what you think. Yeah, Austria. I mean, imagine Max being banned for Austria. I just don't trust Sky. No offense to Sky. I don't trust Sky with the personnel they have here to actually investigate this from a journalistic perspective. I just don't trust them. Like, they should be hunting down Verstappen and knocking down and outside the motorhome and saying, why did you do this? What's this? They need to them, they just want to keep the circus going and everything. So I don't trust Sky here, personally, to suddenly flip from being promoters of this sport, in which case you don't want to talk about awkward issues, to suddenly talking about awkward issues, in my opinion. I don't think Vettel got banned. Size X could have caused a very serious accident, yes indeed. You know, and on a straight, Verstappen's clearly frustrated because he runs wide on the curb. He has a big snap of oversteer. You know, it's obvious that Leclerc's going to overtake him. Leclerc slots in behind him a little bit. I mean, it'll be very clear here what's happening because there's grid. They're going in between the grid lines. This is the Leclerc overtake. Or the Leclerc incident.
Okay, crack on.
I mean, I have a frustration in Formula 1. Like, to be honest, I don't trust influencers to talk about this properly because I think I don't trust them. I don't trust. So who can you know? It's like there'll be some journalistic. So on the straight, Leclerc is coming across. Leclerc is coming across for sure. But Verstappen is not. It's a really interesting one because Leclerc is overtaking Verstappen and coming like this to take the racing, to take the entry point. And Verstappen's just like, I ain't moving. Now, by the letter of the law, I think Verstappen's in the right there. Verstappen doesn't need to. Verstappen doesn't need to. That's what I think. But I know what Max is doing also, having been there. He's like, you can overtake me, but I'm not moving. Like, it doesn't help me by not moving, but I'm not moving. Yeah, Max was full lock on the last corner. You're right, Money Talks viewership might decline with the ban of Sky when that happened. Sky in with Red Bull. The thing is, Sky have probably shot a promotional video with Red Bull for the Red Bull GP where they've been invited to the factory to promote Red Bull, so they're not going to be incentivized to say, hang on, this Verstappen should... Do you get it? It's a conflict of interest. Which is why, in a way, I like doing these streams unsponsored, because we just talk about whatever we want to talk about. But also, make sure you buy Evian water. This stream sponsored by Evian, who have the best natural mineral water from France. Big thanks to Evian for sponsoring the stream. Yeah, it's just... The thing is I don't trust influencers is because it's all going to be shocked faces, which we all do. It's all going to be shocked faces just to get clicks. It's not actually going to be of substantive discussion. And then there'll be a load of influencers who just want to talk about like the paddock pass and everything. Anyway, I'm a bit too old school for something. But they're still not talking about the George Russell. They have to talk about the George Russell thing. I don't understand why Max brakes. I think he was probably told to give the position back because in turn 1, after Leclerc had overtaken him, George Russell had a side-by-side with Verstappen, and Verstappen took to the escape route and went ahead of George Russell. I think that's probably why. Is Evian water wet? Very wet. The wettest water you can get. If he puts another danger, okay. Otherwise, it's hard to accept as a fan. Yeah, would Franz Hermann do this? I mean, imagine doing this down the Dottinger into Tiergarten or whatever. Like, you can't. Thank all the gifters in chat for sponsoring the stream. Now, the interesting thing is I think George Russell did come in hot into turn 1. I think George Russell did come in hot. And I'm not sure Russell did leave Verstappen enough space at turn 1. So at this stage, Verstappen's been put on the wrong tyre. Leclerc's nudged him on the straight. George Russell's dived on in turn 1. But does that provocation is not a defence in any way, but has that all contributed to provoking Max Verstappen? And George Russell isn't really turning right in the right-hander. George Russell's been caught red-handed here. I think George Russell's been a naughty boy in turn 1. I think there's bad blood, as I said, between George Russell and Max Verstappen. Franz Hermann would never do that. Yeah, I trust Channel 4 more. Is everyone blind? Put your opinion in the comments. So George Russell, I think, has done a naughty move on Verstappen in turn 1. Yeah, P3 Hulkenberg. So Verstappen takes the escape road. He's now ahead of Russell. His team must give him on the radio, "You got to give the position back. Let's not risk it." And this is where I think the red mist descends on on Max Verstappen, where he lets George Russell through and then rams into him. I don't like this give the place back stuff. If it's been more than a lap, they don't want to leave it because they'd rather give it back than take a 5 or 10 second penalty. That's why. Opinion, everyone is not blind. Thomas Verstappen looked like you say to very leopard. Yeah, so did Verstappen turn in? It's all about Max Verstappen. He's getting into all these incidents. That's the thing. Like, you can't trust him. This is what George Russell would say, that he warned everyone. But I think George Russell's been a bit naughty here. I think George Russell's been a bit naughty. Lee B, I don't like Verstappen. However, he did in no way have to give this back. I potentially agree with you. I'm not sure Verstappen did have to give that position back, but he was told to. He did, and then, to me, unquestionably, he rams George Russell. Nice one, Quebec. Are you going to go? Matt's got trolled hard by his team. Well, the reality is, whatever they did in free practice didn't work out. I mean, Max Verstappen is arguably ahead at the apex on the outside, but is half a dozen of 1/6 of the other because there's a lot more space on the outside. Max Verstappen, I would be surprised. I would be surprised, but also I wouldn't not be surprised if Verstappen didn't know how close George Russell was, because he had this big thing on the exit. So I thought he's going to try and dive in behind Leclerc because he's already thinking about trying to make him even turn 4 or something, and maybe he just turned in on Russell. Nice one, Quebec. You can be our person on the ground. Hi, Russell penalty for the corner. Max Verstappen penalty for what happened. Leclerc's car was too light. Oh no, is there another? Right, so what happens at turn 5 then? This is the big one. This is the big one. So turn 5, Max Verstappen slows really late in the day. Really late in the day, Verstappen slows, gives a position back. George Russell is ahead. Is he ahead by a whole car? Welcome, Chevy. Is that Andrew Shovlin in the house? Maybe he's not ahead by a whole car. There's not clear air between them. Oh! If that happens, Nico deserves to get the podium. Yeah, if he missed out on that podium. Basically, there's an alternative explanation here that Max Verstappen was trying to play this really cute and he messed up, because basically he slowed down, let George Russell get ahead just a little bit, but then as he was on the inside, he tried to get the position back by the very next corner. This needs to be investigated. This needs to be investigated. As in, it needs an investigation and an explanation. What does Nico Rosberg think? I trust him. So Nico saying it looked like an intentional retaliation. He says it's unacceptable. Rosberg saying black flag. Guy pulling up his car. So this is really interesting. So every racing driver, like Nico Rosberg, myself, we're all going to be like, we know what he's done. He's lost his cool, and he's basically rammed him in retaliation. Sky are looking at the rulebook going, oh, what does episode 56 say of the rules? Which is this thing again about, you have to be ahead at the apex. The apex is not, any racing driver knows the apex is not a fixed point that you can point at a map and say the apex. The apex is a living, breathing thing that depends where you're approaching from, the context of other cars, what tyres you have. Like the apex is three-dimensional. you approach the apex and you kind of on the. It's like, so when you head at the apex, it doesn't, like, you have to put it in words somehow, but you shouldn't take those words too literally. So Sky are like, oh, well maybe Max was ahead at the apex because he dive bombed into the apex. I hate this argument, man. Marco, it wasn't fair that you had to let Russell go. Well, bro, blood, you instructed it. The FIA didn't tell you, I think, to let him go ahead. It was only 3 corners ago, wasn't it? Unless I missed it. Ah, man. I think I need to do a video on the Motorsport channel. I think I need to do a video on the Motorsport channel for this. Thomas, the apex change. Yeah, if you read the rules and try and go to me, oh, but it says who's ahead at the apex. I know you're an idiot. No offense, because that's not how racing drivers actually think. Like, I don't know what another word is. Like, that'd be like saying, oh, when it gets dark. When it gets dark, it's like getting dark is a, you know. I know you want your rule book, then you have to say at 1600 hours, but getting dark is like the apex is, it depends what speed you're approaching. Like, you know, then you need to put a white light, you need to point to say this is the apex. I've been to Catalina, another track guide, look at the sausage curb, it's got all the rubber on it, say, but then you're going to have people like baseball, it's going to be like, literally like baseball, can I slide and get to the apex first? Can I get to that curb first? Put my rubber on it. George Russell was on the WhatsApp button straight away. Toto. Oh man. Anyway, I don't care really what these Sky presenters say, no offense to them, but like Nico Rosberg, Max Verstappen was walking, anyone say anything? No comments? Yeah, Max. But again, no one's coming up to me with a microphone, everyone's just taking selfies. It annoys me. Toto said Verstappen happy had to go and rush around, but it's road rage, that's not good. Yeah. Well, I tell you what, chat, if someone could put the Motorsport channel in the description, what I will do is I will give my thoughts now in a video and I will upload it to the Motorsport channel. And I'll upload it right now from this computer. Yeah, but I agree, because Nico's done it himself. I've done it myself. We've all, as a racing driver, we've all retaliated. We've all done it, whether we want to admit it or not. Like, so you can call it out when you see it. You know, you can call a spade a spade. Oh, what's George Russell saying? Need to ask you, obviously. It's shame to ask the question. Just smirking because he knows. He's seen it in go-karting, which we all do. Thanks, Craig. Should it be a black flag? You're not going to get any thought. I think a lot of people look up to Max. Shame he does it. George is loving it. I'd be loving it as well. Journalist saying it takes the shine off. Anyway, it's basically George is loving it. Yeah, Crazy I just got it. Michael, if there's ever a black flag needed, it was here. Max with his madness. I don't think he's surviving IndyCar. I mean, if you look at IndyCar drivers, they are square. Like, I don't think Max would survive in IndyCar, to be honest. They're proper drivers. They're like blocky people. Anyway, isn't it Detroit later? So you can watch Detroit and see how Max would fit in there. Yeah, Crazy Age's got it with the description. Chat, I'm going to end the stream soon because I'm going to record a video here, my thoughts for the Motorsport channel. The link's up there. I'm not going to put any graphics up. I might just keep this up, actually. Yeah. Max versus Will Power. Will Power would eat him alive. But Will Power would eat him as like a snack before breakfast. Right, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. It's been good to stream again. Hopefully, you're going to stream a little bit more this week. If you want the sim racing, please have a look at the video I uploaded before this stream on how to make a sim racing wheel. One of the best videos I've ever done, to be honest. So go check that out. And there's a meetup as well. Gran Turismo is in London next week, so it'll be a real life thing. Maybe we'll stream a little bit as well. I don't know, but we'll be there. And then we'll be back for hopefully maybe do some more stuff in motorsport or some other brands. Be cool. I keep trying to move forward. It's difficult. I was traveling a lot 2 weeks ago. It tires me out. But your motivation keeps me going. So I'm just trying to keep moving forward, basically. Keep improving. I'm not looking at anything else. It's me and you guys. That's it. That's all I look at with these channels, and it's the same on the other socials that I enjoy interacting on. So anytime that you support me, whether it's a comment or in the chat or a donation or gift membership, there's lots of different ways. It's genuinely very valuable because I'm a little bit tunnel vision here. I'm trying to improve my craft, and so yeah, it means a lot. I'm not like, this is not a big company where your comments go unnoticed. Like, I get 2,000 comments a month on the YouTube channel, and I basically read all of them. So don't know how many that is a day. But yeah, thanks so much, everyone. It's been a fun one. It's a shame we're not going to Catalina again. I'm going to make a video right now, and it will go on the Motorsport channel. So I would recommend trying to see the highlight of this incident, and then work out what you think, and I'll see